well, it wasn't even lag actually. So here we go. Boom. Yeah. So we just let me explain what just happened. So all of a sudden, I've got like a little thing in the corner that tells me how strong the connection is. It just crashed, like went down to 0. And normally, in order to fix that, you just kind of end OBS and restart it. I accidentally ended the stream, which is why the old stream ended. So not only did we just kind of crash and have lag, but then I pressed the wrong button, and so that actually ended the stream. So now we have had to start a brand new stream, and obviously that means we're now starting from 0 again, which is not ideal. But yeah, hello to everyone that's joining us. Hopefully everyone has found us from the previous stream, but that's why it just automatically kicked you out, because we did just sort of have a little crash. I don't know why, because it's been fine all day, the internet connection, and then it's just absolutely bombed. But let's pick up where we left off, shall we? Because we was just talking about the fact that you guys been very kind with your donations, and as a result I've been able to purchase that monitor, right? So I've purchased that monitor so I can do some reaction clips and kind of get back going with those. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to kind of getting all of that set up and getting my teeth kind of back into doing that side of the channel. So I just wanted to say a big thank you really for everyone that has donated over, you know, the recent period, just to show that that has actually gone back into the channel. Believe it or not, I can't even improve my Wi-Fi anymore. This is as good as it gets. So hopefully it doesn't crash again. If it does crash again, then I give you my word, I don't have any plans on pressing the wrong button next time. So there we go. What a muppet, said James. You shouldn't even be shocked, should you? You shouldn't even be shocked. There should be a super chat, should there? Okay, that's a little extra complication, but we should be able to get to it. All super chats get saved behind the scenes. So let's have a look and see. Let's have a look. See all. Is there one for message received? Oh, there isn't. I should have the other stream actually, though. I should be able to go to that other stream, which is still up on the channel, but just not the one that we're currently using. Let's click on that. Let's go to when it's crashed. There it is. Okay, yeah, so there was a super chat from Aaron. Aaron, shout out to you, my friends. So yeah, we had one from Chris, and then we had one come in from Aaron, and then we had crash. Okay. Aaron, I've got it here, but okay. Aaron said, have you got any Dark Side of the Ring match ideas? Would Goldberg Undertaker or Fiend Seth or CM Punk Hangman SummerSlam looks good? Aaron, I hope you're doing well. Yeah, I saw this. I saw that there was chatter around them wanting match suggestions. So we need matches. I think, is it Greg Valentine against Roddy Piper? They had a dog collar match that resulted in Roddy Piper losing his hearing in one of his ears. I think it's hard to do a Dark Side episode just on one match, to be honest with you, because I don't know that you're going to get half an hour of story out of it. I suppose you could do the background of both wrestlers, and you could then include footage of the match and then talk about how it affected them going forwards. But I mean, Roddy Piper lost his hearing. There's lots of matches where you've had near close falls. I mean, you got the Droz match, haven't you, with D'Lo, where Droz gets. But I think haven't they done a Droz episode? Have they done a Droz episode where he was paralyzed? So I think I'd be thinking more about, you know, Big E taking that belly to belly, doing his neck in. I think anything that's going to result in like life changing, I mean, I'm sure it did change Roddy's life to lose the hearing in one ear. And obviously it changed Big E's life, not being able to wrestle anymore. There was that match as well, wasn't there, where Ray had that match. It wasn't in WWE, but it was with a guy who I believe, I can't remember what the spot was, but the guy ended up dying in the ring. And so I know Ray has been involved in a match where it wasn't a botched move or anything, but the guy ended up passing away in the ring. So I think that those would be the sort of examples that would come to my mind of like, what do you do in regards to, you know, a match that has had big, serious repercussions. I mean, Undertaker Goldberg was just a close fall, wasn't it? It was just close to disaster, but never actually gets there. Both just walk away unscathed. I think you can find some matches that where there were life kind of altering injuries. I mean, Sid kind of snaps his leg, doesn't he? I mean, it's not a life altering injury, but it's one of the worst injuries we've ever seen. But again, doing a whole episode on that. I think like an episode on life-changing injuries coming out of matches where you have, you know, a few matches actually in there. I think they could do something like that. But yeah, it's a good question because I did see them asking that, the producers of Dark Side, asking if anyone's got any suggestions. So yeah, I mean, if you've got any, feel free to put them in the chat. But I think I'd be looking personally at things that are life altering, as we said. Big E probably being the most recent. Daze, put a new monitor in and we lose the stream for a second. To be honest with you, I don't know when it crashed, but I grabbed the monitor to show you, and as I put it down, I just happened to glance over and see that normally there's like a traffic light thing. If it's green, you're good. If it's amber, we're wobbling. If it's red, it's dead. And it was red. We'd crashed. I don't know that it had hit you yet, because when I talk, you hear it a few seconds. There's a slight delay. So when I'm talking, it's not quite in sync with when you're hearing it, right? So this is why sometimes when we're watching the wrestling, you know, it might not be in sync, whatever, because there is a delay with YouTube. So I don't know if the crash had reached you yet, but I saw it and it was coming. And then I proceeded to press the incorrect button. What I needed to do was end OBS. But actually what I did was end it on YouTube. If you end it on YouTube, that's the end of the stream. If you end it on OBS, then it just stays frozen. But then as soon as you restart OBS, it comes back to life again. So, yeah. A cocktail of errors there, but we survived. Hello. SummerSlam is set to premiere on the Vault on Sunday, said Destin. Yes. And we are going to be doing it as well. I did say this on X earlier. Really good news. I'm really pleased that we are going to be doing it. Here's the Wrestling Days X account. And here is Jay. A few of you tagged me in it, actually. Just letting me know that SummerSlam, I believe, 2009? Yeah, 2009. Is going to be shown on Sunday. So on Saturday, tomorrow, we are going to be doing a watch along for AAA. It's a big AAA show. They're doing a 3-week special, but I believe it's tomorrow where we've got Dominic Mysterio teaming up with Ludwig El Grande. They're going to be in action, teaming together, which is a bit strange. And there's a few matches that are going down tomorrow that are kind of launching this special. So it should be good. I'm looking forward to it. I think it's only on for about an hour, so it's not going to be a massive inconvenience. It's already set up on the channel. We're ready to go. We're going to be watching that tomorrow. And what's great is because that show on Saturday is not the biggest show, longest of shows, should be a fun hour, and we'll stop before and have a chit-chat. But, yeah, we're going to come back on Sunday, and we're going to do this WWE Volta showing SummerSlam 09. We're going to be here, and we're going to be doing the watch-along for that. So, yeah, we've got that coming up as well. So, yes, well mentioned. Oh, my God, look at this glitch now. What the flip's going on? What the flip is this? We got a... What's this monkey doing, eh? Let's redo the chat and see what the hell is going on with this situation. There you go. Backstreet's back. Backstreet's back. RTX said, any matches currently for SummerSlam that have no stipulation that should have one? Any matches that don't have a stipulation that should have one? Well, we've got Hell in a Cell. I mean, I wouldn't go stipulation crazy. And we've got a ladder match. So... we've already got a couple of stipulations covered, actually, for SummerSlam. So, no, that would be my answer. I suppose Ober Brock, if Brock loses, he has to retire. And there should be something the other way, though, shouldn't there? If Brock wins, then Ober, I don't know, has to do something. I don't know how you kind of have Brock retire if he loses, but if Brock wins, Ober doesn't get punished in any way. I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do there. Or is it just that Ober is going to win and then Brock's going to leave his boots in the ring? The only problem is he did that at WrestleMania and it didn't mean anything. So I think you're probably going to have to make it official. But if you make it official, you're kind of telling everyone what's happening. You know, if you put a stipulation in that if Brock loses, he's going to retire, I feel like everyone's going to know that Brock's retiring and that Ober's winning. So you're going to have to do something the other way round that could also feel possible, you know? I don't know what that would look like. But to be honest with you, not really. I sort of look at this and think we've got a couple of stipulations in. We've got Hell in a Cell. We've got a ladder match. We don't need loads of stipulations. You could do something whereby if Gunther beats Nick Aldis, Nick has to retire forever, never allowed to return to the ring or something. But it depends what the long-term plan is for Nick. I mean, if they've got plans for him to wrestle, I don't think he's going to beat Gunther. So then you can't do that stipulation, can you? So, no, not really, to be honest. I think we've already got a couple of good ones. Stipulations, for me, you put them into a program that needs sweetening. So, for example, we don't have Rhea, so we need a really fun match to replace the Rhea match. So we're doing a ladder match, and that makes sense because, you know, if we was to just put two random people against each other that haven't really earned the right to be there, then, you know, it's going to be a bit dull. It's way more exciting to have 5 women in a ladder match trying to win this interim championship. So that makes sense. And of course, we've done Ober Brock a couple of times already. So if they're going to face for a third time, we're going to need a bit of a stipulation there. So that makes sense. But Penta against Chads, you know, they faced once in Penta's debut, but, you know, we're in a very different place now. It's for the Intercontinental Championship. That doesn't need a stipulation. CM Punk Cody, 2 massive names going up against each other. That doesn't need a stipulation. Liv against Io. Io won Queen of the Ring to challenge Liv. That doesn't need a stipulation. Tiffany, Jade, Charlotte, blah, blah, blah. That's already got one because it's a ladder match. Gunther, Nick Aldis. I mean, it's quirky because Nick Aldis is making his debut. He's wrestling. I mean, that's quirky enough. So that doesn't need a stipulation. Danhausen, Dominic is a singles match. Apparently the winner gets to keep the 100,000. So you could argue there's already a bit of a stipulation applied to that. The winner gets to keep the money, the 100,000. Genuinely, the only match I would look at that might have it is LA Knight, Solo, Royce against Bloodline. You could make that tornado tag where just they all get in at the same time, just battling away. You could have it Falls Count Anywhere. You don't have to. You could if you wanted to. So, I don't know. I think we're ticking boxes already, to be honest. Reese, hello, said Daze, how are you? I'm looking forward to this stream. I'm leaving the States on Tuesday. I'm going to head back to the UK for a couple of weeks. Reese, shout out to you, buds. I hope you've had a good... Oh, you're only heading back for a couple of weeks. Heading back to the UK for a couple of weeks. Well, I hope you're having a good time, my friend. Kaylee said, Daze, is there any chance of Finn at SummerSlam? Could card The Rock might be at SummerSlam. Any chance of Finn at SummerSlam? Well, there's always a chance. I don't see where he fits in. He's not been feuding with anyone apart from Tala and Tama. So I don't really see where he fits in, because I don't see us doing Finn versus Tama or Finn Tala. You could get a tag partner for Finn. You know, it could be that he gets attacked backstage by Tama and Tala. Finn then has to get a partner and we do a tag match. But even then, I'm not convinced that they would add it to SummerSlam. They might just do it on next week's SmackDown. So never impossible, but I'm struggling to see where he fits in, to be honest. So this one might have just passed him by. ESPN is expecting one of these to be in the first hour. Penta Chad for the Intercontinental. Tiffany Blake. Well, we'll find out. Big Time said Daze NXT did 690. It's up from 531 last week against MLB All-Stars, which did 9 million. Week before, NXT did 691. They're doing better numbers with the new faces than when Obertrick JC Soul was there. Yeah, but again, what's the format? I mean, how would we work? Historically, I just don't know how you could compare, because I have no idea. I'm completely lost with how they work out the numbers now. So, you know, is it okay? I mean, this seems like a very favorable way of working out wrestling numbers, because, I mean, getting into the 600,000 range, knocking on the door to 700,000, these were good numbers even a few years ago. These aren't good numbers for 2026. These are good numbers for 2024. So, however they're working out the ratings right now, that would say to me that this is a very favorable method. And I have no idea, because they've changed it so many times. I couldn't even tell you what method they were using when. I'm sure the people that are getting paid have probably got a calendar or something that says we were getting worked out by this method in this week, this period in this month, back to this, because it's changed several times. You would want to have a look and go, right, okay, last year we got this number, but it was that method, which is very difficult on ratings. So we can't quite compare. But in this period, it was the same system, and we were doing 650. Now we're doing 690. So there has been an improvement. We are seeing movement. So I don't know. I feel like there's an extra level of detail, to be honest, that's missing there. The NXT is still usually old methods. SmackDown was doing 900,000, AEW 470. NXT on cable, maybe high 700s, now 800s. I just struggle to believe that. I'm struggling to believe that. I'm struggling to believe that the old method that's always been very difficult for wrestling is now being like really positive towards NXT. Again, even if it's an old method, has there been a tweak to it? Because, I mean, I'm not seeing anything on the show that's resulting in ratings going up so drastically. I mean, under this old method, NXT was delivering numbers in the 500,000 range. Now it's delivering 690. That's not just a 20,000 increase or a 30,000 increase or a 50,000 increase. We're talking like 100,000+ increase, which is, I mean, really sizable. Really, really sizable. And I would really want to have more information on that, because I don't believe that. I don't believe that the old method that not long ago was saying that NXT was in the 500,000 range is now not changed at all, and it's now saying that we're at the 690 range. I don't believe that. I do not believe that. So I would want more information on that. RTX said, Daze, how can doing different methods matter if 600,000 is watching, 600,000 is watching? No, different methods do matter because they get worked out different ways. I mean, there is one method that just counts people that are watching on TV sets that have got the software on for counting, and then there's another method that count those people, but then it estimates the other people that are watching as well. So I understand your point of like, if 600,000 are watching, 600,000 are watching, but we don't know how many people are watching. There's different methods of getting that data, and the different methods gives you a different number. If you use one method, it will say 690,000. If you use a different method, it will say 550,000. The truth is that there are different ways of getting the data, and depending which way you go, you tend to get a different number. So we don't know how many people are watching is the truth, because if you use one method, you get a really big number. If you use the other method, you get a low number. And it's all about how the method that they get the data. So, I mean, look, this is great for NXT. So, I mean, the bottom line is, whatever method they're using right now, the number's coming out as 690. But it's difficult to compare to previous weeks because we've used different methods that have given us different numbers, and the whole ratings thing is a dumpster fire. I mean, when they only had the one method, when there was just the one way of getting data, it was consistent and you could compare it week by week. But now I couldn't tell you what week we're using what. NXT has definitely changed methods several times, and I don't know where we are now. But if Big Time's telling me this is the stricter method and it's 690, I think people can understand. I'm struggling to believe that, because historically this would be around the 500,000 range, and now it's 690. Now, I don't think that NXT is doing anything that crazy. I don't think NXT is doing anything that's, that mind-blowing at the moment. Not to the point where, we would go from being around 550,000 to 690. I don't know. To me, I'm not interested. Honestly, I'm not interested. They've messed around with the ratings so much that I just don't have any confidence in the numbers anymore. I just don't think the numbers, unless you're actually getting paid to sit there and really dig into this and know what method is being used, what that current method looks like, because they are changing the way the methods are being worked as well. So it's a mess, honestly. It's a mess. I don't have any confidence in the numbers. I don't know what you can take from it apart from the numbers 690. How does that compare to numbers historically? I don't know. You can have a look at the numbers historically, but they might have been worked out a different way. So, do you know what I mean? Daze, do you have a gig internet in England? You could switch your network to a stable connection. No, but I'm in the countryside. So if you're in a city, you can get decent internet, but in the countryside you can't. So where I live, the maximum I need download's okay, but I need upload because I'm talking into a microphone, I'm talking into a camera, all of that is getting uploaded to the internet. My upload speed around here is about 5 meg upload, right? It's just good enough where you could, at a very low quality, you could probably just about stream, but it would have to be everything knocked down to its lowest quality. So I can't use it, right? That is the local broadband. That's and it's always been that way. And it's never been upgraded around here, right? Because I'm in the countryside. So what I have to do is I have to spend a lot of money every month. I reckon I spend about £120 a month, about £120 every month just on internet. And I have 2 routers, 2 boxes, which basically connect to the local. One of them's Starlink. So that's Elon's company that connects straight to satellites. So I've got that as one system. But I don't really use that, to be honest, because it's not very reliable. And it keeps dipping out. So it can be amazing, but I do find that it has quite a few dip outs. So the system I tend to use is 4G or 5G, which is basically the same as a mobile phone. I've basically got a router which is like a mobile phone, but all it does is it just provides 5G Wi-Fi. and I connect to that. And I've got a pay for unlimited, so I can use as much data as I want. And the speeds on that tend to be more like 20 meg rather than 5. But the problem is, because it's 5G and it's basically the same as your phone, obviously any issue with the local mast, any major weather problems, all of these things can disrupt. I mean, the best internet I could get would be broadband, you know, gigabyte stuff and all this kind of stuff, and have it plugged in. That's just not available round by me. And even if I look online for different companies and actually see if like they've got any plans to upgrade the local area or whatever, I can go to like Virgin, I can go to BT, I can try different broadband providers. All of them are like, we've got no plans to upgrade your area. So, you know, it is what it is. We just have to do the best we can. And to be honest, I think considering we're in the middle of the countryside, considering I have to spend a lot of money on the internet just to get what we get, I don't have too many complaints. Could it be better if I moved? Yes, definitely. I could go to the city and I could have some really quick broadband and it would save me a lot of money. But I think for where we are, we do okay. We do, I mean, like, to be honest, we had that crash earlier. We haven't crashed since. And normally we get through streams pretty effortlessly. So it's just once in a while we get like hit with something. So take it on the chin. Destin said, these are the rumoured participants for the women's Money in the Bank ladder match. Blake Monroe, JC Jane, Julia, Lyra, Solruka, Roxanne. Well, okay. I don't know where that information has come from, but okay. Daze, at the WrestleMania 50, Nick Aldis is going to be the same age that CM Punk is now. Oh, that's good. That's a fun fact. I like that. I like that. Corey said, I just want to tell you all that I love this community. I wish I could say the same about WWE, though, these days. I hope you all have a great day. Corey, shout out to you, buds. Yeah, what was we talking about? We were talking, weren't we, before about people struggling with SummerSlam. I put a post up just saying that SummerSlam's going to be fire. And I had some responses saying dumpster fire. And there seems to be this general feeling online that SummerSlam is just not going to be that great. I don't know if it's the negativity around the ticket sales. I don't know if it's the fact that we've gone back to Bloodline and Roman and, you know, things like that, rather than maybe, you know, we've sort of abandoned pushing through some new stuff. But I like this card. I like it. Nick Aldis wrestling his first match in WWE. That gets a thumbs up from me. Women's ladder match, not down on that. It's always fun, not down on that. Then we've got the likes of Roman Seth, which reminds me a lot of Cody Randy from WrestleMania because there being so much history. Ober Brock inside Hell in a Cell is the exact match we were asking for. If you're going to do it again, then put him inside Hell in a Cell. So, you know, we've got that as well. EO against Liv. I actually think the build for that is not too bad. I'm kind of okay with that. I think Liv's doing a good job of being a very annoying heel. And EO, arguably the best women's wrestler in the world, certainly in WWE. So I know we've seen it once already at Queen of the Ring. I agree. We could have done without already having it. But I'm not going to mark it too down for that. I'm still excited to see it. EO is such a great wrestler that, you know, that match should still be good. Danhausen against Dominic. Well, people love Danhausen. I don't think that's going to be too long. I don't think that's going to stink the place out. Penta Chad has got banger written all over it. All over it. I mean, we all remember their first match. It was so damn good. Again, shame that they're both babyface. But again, these little annoyances, they're not enough to derail SummerSlam for me. You know, some people might look and go, interim women's championship. And why is that not just for the championship? I agree. Is it enough to ruin that match? No. You know? Penta Chads, it'd be better if one was a heel. I agree. But is that going to ruin that match? No. It's going to be a banger. It's going to be so much fun. EO Liv, we saw it at Queen of the Ring. Yeah, we did. I don't think we should have done that. Is it going to ruin the match at SummerSlam? No, not in my opinion. Roman, Seth, both established stars. Maybe some would like someone new in there. I love this match. Like, again, if you could book some, I would be down for this because it's two wrestlers with such a history with each other that this is like, it's got, I don't know, man. Here we are in 2026 talking about the two Shield members that we've got left in the company going up against each other. They've only met a handful of times in high-profile singles matches. And I love the fact that Seth has never been defeated in any of those. It kind of adds an extra wrinkle to this thing. And, yeah, I mean, Roman had a banger at WrestleMania with CM Punk. No reason why he doesn't have a banger here with Seth Rollins. I like it. I think, you know, again, we have to understand that we tried a few things last year and it didn't work. And so now we've gone back to things that are a bit more reliable. And maybe they're not cutting edge. Maybe they're not the most exciting options in regards to, you know, we could have Bron Breakker really up in the mix. We could have Gunther going for a world title. I understand all of this, but I don't hate this card. I think this card is still good. I am still looking forward to SummerSlam. And I'm not just saying it. Like, I don't have to say anything. And I've been accused of being negative in the past, so people know that if I didn't feel that way, I would say so. But I do. I really don't have a problem. Could this card be better? Yeah, sure. It could be better, but it could be a damn sight worse. It really could be a lot worse than what we've got so far. So I think SummerSlam's going to be fun. I'm looking forward to next weekend. And obviously we're going to be all over it. I need to get those streams set up. We're going to be all over it. Connor said, Daze, imagine if Solo decides to help Seth win, but then Solo all of a sudden decides to rejoin the bloodline. Thoughts? Well, I'd be confused. Why would he help both? Why would he help Seth, but then decide he's going to join Roman? So I'd be a bit confused, to be honest. I think you pick a lane, don't you? I mean, it could be that he looks like he's about to help Seth, but actually turns on him. And then it turns out that he's gone back to the bloodline. Again, though, what role would Solo play? Would he be the Sammy character? Because he can't really be the enforcer because Jacob's got that position. So, I don't know. Solo could go back to the bloodline. He could join the bloodline. But I don't know quite what role he would play. It would have to be the Joker character, which he might be able to do. So he could tease helping Seth and then go back. But I don't understand him helping Seth and then rejoining bloodline. So I'd be a bit confused if they did that. Keegan said, my favourite Roman era was Shield and Big Dog, but I do also like Tribal Chief, says Keegan. Carlos said, USA Network in America is showing WWE Made in America right now. Oh, that's the history, isn't it? That's the history of WWE. So that's good. They did that for 4th of July. Yeah. I mean, WWE is an American company. It is a great success story. You know, in its field, it is now the global market leader. So I think they're right to celebrate that. The only thing that, for me, I would have liked would have been, like, you know, a bit of a deeper dive into the earlier years, because that's stuff I find very interesting, because I don't think there's much info out there about that. Or certainly not video. You can find stuff in books, but I don't think you can find much video, whatever. So I would have liked for them to have focused a bit more on, like, you know, when they were Capital, going into breaking away from the NWA, becoming WWF, and then at WWF. And so I would have enjoyed a little bit more there. But it was the kind of thing that you would expect, really. A lot of, skirting over the beginnings, getting to Vince, getting to Hulkamania quite quickly, getting past the 60s and 70s, getting stuck into the 80s, which, makes sense. That's when Vince took over from his dad. But I'm more interested in when his dad was in charge, kind of digging into some of that stuff. So I still feel like there's a hell of a documentary that could be made by WWE about that period of their life. Those earlier years, those early decades, 50s, 60s, 70s. Get a light, start shining some light into that period. Keegan said, Daze, I'm finally ignoring drama and gossip in my house, and it's working. Thanks all for believing in me. Thanks for pushing me to get better. Keegan, shout out to you, my friend. RTX said, the one thing I would like WWE to do is, during certain matches, use more of the arena, not just the ring area, and a lap in the crowds. Well, it's hard to do that, isn't it, with most matches because of, obviously, the count-out element. This is where you start getting things like Falls Count Anywhere, Stadium Stampede type stuff, street fight type stuff, no DQ. If you've got those kinds of elements, you can start kind of going into the crowds a little bit more. You have got a little bit of a problem, and that is that obviously you're introducing an element that you can't control. So whenever you go in the crowd, you never know how the fans are going to react. They're obviously not in on it, in the sense of they're not part of the rehearsal. So you're introducing a bit of an unknown element. And I think that's why if ever they do go in the crowd, it's normally fleeting. They're normally fighting to get somewhere to do a spot, and then they'll fight their way back, kind of a thing. So yeah, I think WWE, they're happy kind of working in the controllable areas, which is the ringside area, the backstage area. All of these areas they've got full control over. Once you go in the crowd, you lose a little of that control. The other thing as well is, if someone gets hurt or knocked, or, someone gets hit and the elbow smacks someone in the face, I mean, that's a lawsuit right there, isn't it? So this is where WWE, I think, are having to sort of just manage the risk reward. So, yeah, I think whenever they go in the crowd, see it as like a treat. See it as like, we don't normally do this. But I'm not sure WWE are ever going to look to really turn that dial up too much because of just the risk, really. As I said, you can be battling away, you just catch someone. If that person gets hurt, physically hurt by one of the wrestlers, I mean, that's just a lawsuit waiting to happen, isn't it? So, but yeah, I agree. It's always fun when they do go in. James said, did you see that Joe Root is favourite to be named Test Captain? Well, I didn't, but that's quite news. I thought they'd go Brooke. I didn't think Joe Root would want that extra weight, but he's certainly probably, I would say, the right person. He probably needs the right guidance, though, because, his record as Test Captain was a bit sketchy. He needs, really good guidance from a world-class coach. I wonder if someone like Michael Vaughan would be really good. Or, I don't know, Alistair Cook or someone like that could maybe come in. I don't know. Must be a lot of conversations going on behind the scenes. Right, Kaylee said, when are we doing Zilla? Are we going to have one final run of the Shield? Could Moxley return at SummerSlam? No, Moxley. So Moxley obviously is under contract with AEW. Don't believe that contract expires anytime soon. I don't even think he wants to come back, because I think he loves the hardcore stuff. I think he loves pushing the boundaries. I think he's someone that's very, very satisfied with where he is in AEW. His wife's over there as well, Renee. I to be honest, I don't get the impression that he really cares for WWE. I don't get the impression that he is someone that loves WWE and wants to come back to WWE. We miss him. I don't think he misses us. I think he's someone that has always loved being edgier. He's always loved that more extreme deathmatch style. And, you know, WWE is PG. WWE is, you know, McDonald's. WWE is family friendly, easy, convenient. I think that Jon Moxley is, I don't know, man. Jon Moxley is like one of those really crazy burger joints that's doing wacky flavors and all this kind of stuff. He's not interested in the corporate, easy to consume McDonald's. He wants something a bit funkier, a bit edgier. He wants something a bit cooler. He wants to push limits. I just don't sense any desire for him to return. The only reason he'd come back is money. And maybe just, you know, do a little thing with the Shields and kind of thank his WWE fans. So I wouldn't say it's impossible that he doesn't come back, but I think he comes back when he's done everything that he can do in AEW. When he is satisfied that his career is done, fulfilled, he's got it out of his system and he's done everything he wants. He might go back to WWE for like 6 months, you know, could come back at a Rumble and wrap up at WrestleMania or something along those lines. And within that time, do some Shield matches, do some singles matches. Ultimately, I see he'll go in the Hall of Fame, right? The Shield should go in the Hall of Fame. So I see him going in the Hall of Fame. I don't know if he goes in for his solo stuff as Dean Ambrose. I think he could, but, you know, if you think we put Coco Beware in and Queen Charmel, I mean, Dean Ambrose as a solo character could go in. So, I mean, he might be a 2-time Hall of Famer. Shield should go in. But, yeah, I don't know. I just don't see him coming back anytime soon. In regards to Zilla, yeah, I don't know where we're going with Zilla. I mean, WWE are interested, and it feels like he's on his way. I don't know that he goes straight to the main roster. I wouldn't put him on the main roster. I'd put him in NXT. First of all, I think NXT need him. They need some support in their men's division. The other thing is that he's coming from Booker T's promotion. That's the kind of promotion that Roxanne Perez came from. This is the Reality of Wrestling. And this is not like a massive promotion. So it's not like he's coming from AEW or New Japan. He's coming from quite far down the ladder when it comes to wrestling. So for me, I think there's still learning to be done. I don't feel like it's the finished article. WWE might feel different, though, because they might think, yes, he does still have learning, but we can teach him on the main roster. Just like Jade, you know? Just like Powerhouse Hobbs. Like, these are people that we've brought in that have still got some learning to do, and we're just doing it with them on the main roster. So, not impossible for him to go straight to the main roster, because WWE might feel like they can just teach him whatever on the main roster. But seriously, I think the best place for him to go, the place that he should go, is NXT, because that is where he can learn. And it's where Solo went. Don't forget, Solo Sikoa went to NXT first. And the Bloodline story was up and running at that point. And Solo went to NXT so that he could learn and improve and develop. I'd do the same with Zilla. But I don't know what WWE are going to do. Obviously, they're going to do whatever they feel they need to do. If they feel there's a need for him in Bloodline straight away, then, you know, they could take the other option. Connor, could Tony D'Angelo get called up any time after SummerSlam? Would we like to see Tony? I don't feel like we need Tony. I think that NXT is in need of decent experience. I think that we've called up Javon, we've called up Oba, we've called up Ethan, we've called up Trick, we've called up quite a few people. So I don't think losing Tony right now would be the right move. I think that NXT just needs a period, probably the rest of this year, just needs a period of just a bit of a rebuild where we just get that men's division back up and running. Looks like Mike Santana came in the other day. That's a great addition. Maybe Zilla comes in. That would be another great addition. Then we keep working with Tristan Angels, Keanu Carver, Jackson Drake, Sean Legacy. We keep bringing through these people. And then by the end of the year, you might be in a place where you can call up a couple of people like Naraku, Tony, Takahashi should come in at some point. He's another one rumored to be coming in. So, all of a sudden with Will Cruz as well, Mason Rook, you've got like a men's division there that's starting to look a bit more like a men's division because it has felt quite thin. So I wouldn't be calling him up anytime soon, personally. Word Live Cena fan said, Daze, if Oba loses, he has to acknowledge Brock as the best beast in the world. When Chelsea does become women's champion, how long of a reign should she have? Well, it's impossible to answer that because it really depends on who we've got. Some of these questions about when this person becomes champion or when, it all really depends on the landscape at the time because it really depends who's around, what feuds has she got. She wants to be getting in with heels, right? Because she's going to be a babyface. I'd imagine her winning Money in the Bank if we did that. And I'm guessing that's the way we would get her to the title. If she wins Money in the Bank, then we are going to need lots of babyface, lots of heels trying to get the belt from her. So it's going to depend on who we've got around and how many options we've got. So I don't think she loses it in the first time of trying. Do you have a go against Lash? Do you have a go against Jade? Do you have a go against Nia? If you do those matches, do you have a go against Kiana? Those are the sort of matches I'm thinking off the top of my head for heels on SmackDown. Maybe you can move some other people around. Maybe you can do some turns. But by the time she gets the belt, some of those might be injured. So again, it's going to depend on the landscape, isn't it? So I think she can definitely carry it for a good few months, 3 months maybe. I mean, she could cash in at, I don't know, she cashed in at WrestleMania. I could see her carrying it to SummerSlam. I don't see a need for her to lose it over the summer. So you could have her win Money in the Bank. That's going to be after SummerSlam. That's October time, I believe. So she could win Money in the Bank, cash it in at WrestleMania, and then carry it through to SummerSlam. She could absolutely do that. So I don't know that I would go longer than that. It really depends how the run is going, and it depends what options are on the table at that point. RTX said WWE almost uses no backstage in matches. In AEW, they go everywhere in arenas, like seeing them fighting in random corridors. Yeah, but again, it's a count-out element, isn't it? So most of your matches in AEW don't do that. But the corridor stuff is going to be from things like Stadium Stampedes. So, WWE do occasional matches where you get people fighting away from the ring, fighting in concession areas. We've seen that many times, where people are fighting up by the popcorn stands and in those kind of concourses. They like to go there more so than back through Gorilla and then fighting in those areas. They like to kind of go on those concession areas. And we've seen that. I mean, I remember a fight between Cody and Jacob, Saturday night's main event in January, where they were fighting kind of absolutely everywhere in the fans on those concourses. And then eventually Drew gets involved and ends up kind of murking both of them. So we do get those moments where they're kind of fighting in with the fans and then in those kind of concourse areas. And as we said, there's times where we've seen fights spilling out. Do you remember when Bronson was fighting with Braun and they were kind of going backstage, fighting in the parking lot area? We've had Drew kind of fighting on that balcony, took that fall at the end of SmackDown. I think, was it Damien and Drew, was it, that were fighting on that platform in the back, and then they end up kind of falling. And that was the end of one of the SmackDowns this year. We've seen people, as we said, being planted on cars, like Bronson with his tsunamis. So, I mean, WWE do backstage brawls. It's not like we don't ever do them. And they do fights on concourses. It's not a standard, regular thing, but I don't think it should be. I think if you're going to do stuff like that, it should be rare so that when you do it, it's exciting and it's different and it's noteworthy. So I wouldn't, I wouldn't be saying that that's the kind of thing we should do on a regular basis. But there's been occasions where we've done that stuff. So maybe AEW do it more. I don't know. I don't watch AEW. Don't really worry about what they're doing. I think WWE just need to focus on themselves and need to put their best foot forwards and make sure that they're putting on the best product they can. And we know that they've been struggling to do that. So we'll have to see if tonight can be better than what we saw on Monday, which was a little bit flat. Coco Boo said, I don't know if we've mentioned this because I've only just managed to get here, but do we think Rhea, what do we think about her not being stripped? Coco Boo, shout out to you. We did touch on it. I'm happy to just quickly touch on it again. I think that they know what they want to do with her. I think it's probably they want to do Rhea against Io at Crown Jewel. And so I don't think they want to take the belt off her because I think they want her staying champion. I think whoever wins at SummerSlam will end up facing Rhea, and I think Rhea wins that match. The bottom line is, I just do not think they want anyone other than Rhea to be champion. I don't like it because sometimes life can get in the way, and unfortunately, life has got in the way. I think, for me, the line is that if you can make it to SummerSlam, then fine. I'm all right with Rhea not being part of the build, right? I'm all right with Adam Pearce kind of finding out that Rhea's going to make it for SummerSlam. And then he runs a gauntlet match, a little tournament, a fatal four-way to find the number one contender. And then that person wins and we get the graphic. It's going to be this person versus Rhea at SummerSlam. And then this person can even be going off on Rhea in promos about how she's not here. Adam Pearce can come out and go, listen, Rhea's at home recovering, trying to get even ready so that she can face you at SummerSlam. And you know this. So why are you out here? And then Adam Pearce could maybe put that person in a match on that. So there are ways that you can do a build where you don't actually have to have the champion around. So for me, Rhea not being part of the build for her match at SummerSlam is not ideal. But as long as she can make it to SummerSlam, I would still be fine with her going in and being champion, right? But for me, she can't. And that's it. She can't. That's, unfortunate. But for me, she can't. And so she shouldn't be champ. That's it. You're not meeting your obligation. This whole interim stuff, all you're doing is you're just causing future problems for yourself, because now people rightfully, when their favorite wrestler gets injured and gets stripped, people are going to be like, hang on, when this happened to Rhea, you did an interim thing. So why aren't you doing an interim thing now that my favorite is injured? Explain this to me. Because we don't know the rules, because there are no rules to know. It's just WWE do what they want when they want. Because there is no rule for us to know, it means there's going to be inconsistency. It's going to happen. And listen, one thing we know about wrestling fans is they do not like inconsistency because, well, we all like to know the rules and we all like to know how this game works. And we all like to, it's sports entertainment. So it has to be based in sports. And in sports, you should know the rules. We're all playing to the rules, and the rules are important. You can't say the rules aren't important. If someone's in a submission hold and they get to the ropes, we know that hold has to break. We don't do it sometimes and not other times, right? Unless it's a no DQ or whatever match. But then we know the rules change in those situations. So we all know where we stand. this interim thing, I haven't got a clue. I ain't got a clue. I don't know what the rule is. What's the rule? Like, I don't even think there is one. So I don't like it at all. It doesn't make any sense to me. I don't know why you would cause this confusion. Just because you so obviously do not want to take that belt from Rhea. That's what it comes down to. They've obviously got a plan for her post SummerSlam, and they do not want to take that championship away from her. So instead, we're doing this interim thing. Some people will say, oh, it's not that big of a deal. And that's fine. I mean, I don't disagree, really. It's not that big of a deal. It's not like ruining SummerSlam. It's not something that's got me lying awake at night. But it's just, if anyone ever asks, what do you think about it? Yeah, I'm not a fan of it. Not a fan of it. I think the rule should be nice and clear for everyone to understand. And I think you're just setting up a problem for the future. When you do the complete opposite thing in the future, people are going to be like, well, hang on. You did that for Rhea. Why are you treating, my favourite differently? Why is, I don't know, LA Knight getting screwed? Why is LA Knight got to give up his championship just because he's injured for SummerSlam last year? Rhea was injured, and you did an interim thing. You can see it, can't you? You can see that that's what's going to happen. I can see it. You can see it. It's like flipping being on the Titanic, seeing the iceberg approach. So, I don't know, man. I think they're just setting themselves up for that. This might not happen next year. Might not happen the year after. Might not be the year after that. But at some point, this is going to happen. At some point, people are going to talk about, oh, you did this for Rhea. And they'll be right. So yeah, not crazy about it. Daze, how would we feel if Jade screws someone over in the Charlotte-Nia match and the person who loses gets another opportunity? If it was Nia again, it might be a bit fun. Because she got screwed in the first match and now she's been given a second chance. If she gets screwed again here, she could go back to Nick Aldis or Adam Pearce or whoever's in charge and say, WTF, right? It's happened again. Okay, I'm going to give you one last chance. Next week, you can go into, because there is one more qualifying match. So, to be honest with you, I borderline expect that. Because Charlotte cost Nia last week. Jade can cost Charlotte this week. The only thing I don't know is, will they do that of having Nia go in for a third time and maybe qualify next week? Third time, right? Maybe that's going to be next week's match. And maybe that's why the other match has not yet been announced. Because there is one more qualifier, I believe, goes down next week. And we don't even know who's in it. So it could be that Nia gets screwed and then gets added for a third time. So yeah, Jade's going through because of Charlotte. I think makes a lot of sense that Charlotte will now go through this week because of Jade. Coco Boo said, I remember when Jade broke the fourth wall on Twitter. Everyone got mad, but it seems like she wasn't too far off. They do have favourites. I don't agree with how Jade handled it either. Eric said Rhea stopped eating those chicken tendies with Dom and she's dropped some mass. Trini, hello. Why did they do it for Rhea and not your favourite? Because your favourite is not named Rhea. I don't know what's hard to understand about that. It's called favoritism. Yeah, I mean, that's just... that is a dangerous road to go down, isn't it? Because if people believe that there is favoritism, and there is favoritism, but if people really believe that it's that, you are really causing some fundamental problems then, because all of a sudden you are gonna lose faith that and I'm sure there's been lots of LA Knight fans that have lost faith anyway, that their guy's never going to make it. If they haven't pulled the trigger by now, they're probably never going to pull the trigger. But if you start to believe that your person's being screwed and they're not going to make it, this can really breed resentment, anger, frustration. We see that in the fan base already. I just think, do you want to encourage that for something so unnecessary? Because that's really where this kind of leads, isn't it? If you treat Rhea different in this situation to how you are going to treat others in the future, you're right. It is favoritism. It is that you are, treating this person better than you're treating that other person. And as a result, you're just going to cause frustration, anger. Oh, God, it just feels all so unnecessary. All so unnecessary. I mean, what I don't understand is, why don't you have, someone, win the championship properly at SummerSlam? If Rhea is not that injured, what's wrong with her coming back after SummerSlam, getting the match with the champ, and winning the belt back? What's the problem with that? I understand that it means that her reign is broken, but I don't get the problem. I don't see where the issue is. One of the things that WWE value is how many times have you been champ. So this just pushes up Rhea's number by another one. So, I don't know how many world titles she's had, but let's say she's had 5. Well, now she'd have 6. So, I don't know. I mean, perhaps we need to see this story play out in its entirety before judging whether they've made the right decision or not. But I don't love it right now. I really don't understand why we don't just take the belt off her, because I'm trying to think into the future about where we can go, and I just don't see what the problem is with her having this run break, unless they're going to try and keep the belt on her for ages and they're trying to set some record and they really do not want this reign broken because they are trying to get her to something historic and they want her to be the longest. But I don't think they're doing that. I mean, look, maybe I'll change my opinion if that is what we're doing. If we're trying to break a record, I wouldn't even know what the record is. But yeah, it's so weird that they just do not want to take this belt off her. So, anyway, my feelings. I'm not a fan, but let's see where we end up. Do we think that any returns at SummerSlam, says Dean? Well, I think there's a chance for Randy. I think Randy could come back at SummerSlam. I think Randy could come back, and I think he could get involved in the Cody match. Jamie, hello, said, how are we doing today? Do we think the greatest SummerSlam matches of all time? Greatest SummerSlam match of all time. We got asked about this the other day, and there were some really great suggestions. I remember someone shouting out Undertaker Edge, the Hell in a Cell match, which was fantastic. I think the one match that comes to everyone's mind is Bulldog Brett. And the reason for that is because Wembley was red hot. This was the first time that we were running, I believe, a stadium show outside of North America. We'd done Canada, and obviously we'd done America, lots of different places in America. But I believe this was the first stadium show in Europe, and I don't recall them having done anything over in, say, Australia or anywhere else, or Mexico or South America. So I think we're witnessing something very special as well. So, it's the UK, it's a red hot London crowd, it's Wembley Stadium, right? And it's the British Bulldog, clearly the high point of his whole career, main event in SummerSlam. It's quirky as well because it's the Intercontinental Championship that's closing the show. I mean, there's so much love for this match that you would think it's the WWE Championship. But it's not. It's the IC belt. You can make the argument it's the IC Championship's best moment ever. You could make an argument it's SummerSlam's best moment ever. It's historic because of the set-in and it being, I believe, the first stadium show outside of North America. And you got to remember the time it happens as well. I mean, we're just coming out of Hulkamania. Hulkamania is not quite done. It does come back in 93. But by this point in 92, we thought we had seen the end of him. He'd sort of said goodbye at WrestleMania 8 to go off and do other projects. And there's been the steroid trial. And it just sort of felt like it had run its course. So it was kind of a brave new world, really. It was us taking a look at the new generation, you know. It's British Bulldog, it's Bret Hart, it's two of the all-time legends. It's hard. It's just so hard to say that's not it. And the match is so damn good. And of course you've got the added element of knowing that the Bulldog is just completely not there. Although his wife has come out and said this just isn't true. But, you know, Bret has told the story that Davey just didn't know the spots. And throughout that match kept saying, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what's next. You know, I'm struggling. And Bret having to work and walk him through and actually, you know, deliver the match that he delivers with an opponent that's capable, but just completely disconnected from, you know, what do I need to do? Where are we? What's next? Bret's having to lead the dance. And I think that kind of has added an extra layer as well. So it's a boring answer because it's the answer most people say, but it's, you know, for all the reasons given, it's why it's the answer most people say. So that from 92, Bret and Davey Boy. I personally love Shawn Triple H from 2002. This is Shawn's return after being injured in 98 at the Royal Rumble. He then goes to WrestleMania 14 and he loses the belt and he's done. He goes away, pretty much misses the Attitude Era. Comes back once the Attitude Era is over in 02 and, you know, puts on an absolute banger. He shows that night that he's stepped away for 4 years and he's not missing a step. Not missing a beat, and they put on one of the great SummerSlam matches, and it was meant to be one and done, and it is so good that, you know, it sort of convinces him to come back for more, and it leads to what I regard as being one of the greatest runs we've ever seen. That 2000s Shawn run is so enjoyable, and there are so many great matches. Including the whole him Undertaker at 25, him Undertaker at 20. I mean, think of that run. 24 against Ric Flair. 25, I'm sorry, I love you. One of the greatest moments ever. 25, arguably the greatest match ever in WWE history against The Undertaker. 26, a rematch that's arguably pretty close to being just as good. And that's the match he retires on. Those are three, and before that, he's got matches with Cena. He's got matches with Kurt. He's wrestling Jericho. This run is just so damn good. And it all kicks off with him and Triple H at SummerSlam 02. So that, for me, is the one that comes to my mind. I love it. Absolutely love it. Rate it very highly. But yeah, you got to probably shout out Bret and British Bulldog. Some people would shout out maybe Bret Hart, Mr. Perfect. That's an amazing old school match as well. Some people will shout out a match we watched on the members side recently, which is Dudley's, Edge and Christian, Hardy's. It's a really damn good match as well. We literally watched it the other week on a Thursday on the members side of the channel. We watch a classic or a hidden gem. And so actually this week was really good. We watched Shawn against Mankind from In Your House. It's where the casket gets brought down. Paul Bearers with Mankind, 96. It's Mankind after he's joined up with Paul Bearer and they've set their sights on Shawn and the championship. And it's one of the best matches of the new generation. It's one of the best matches of 1996. And we were literally watching this yesterday on the members side. And it's so damn good. So yeah, I think next week we're doing Stone Cold against Dude Love. I'm pretty sure we've got that match coming up. So we're doing some fun stuff on the members side where we're you know, playing some quizzes and watching some old matches and whatnot. But yeah, those would be my answers anyway. Shawn, Triple H for me, but you can't not mention Bret and Davey Boy. Right, Shawn Hogan, where Shawn oversold and ruined the match, said Carlos. Bruce said, Daze, how are you? I'm doing good, thank you. I'm doing very good. I'm very excited for tonight's show. I'm just hoping it's going to be better than what we got on Monday. I must admit, you know, it's so nice going into these SmackDowns with a 2-hour show I kind of feel like this is going to be just so much easier to consume. 3 hours of SmackDown it's an ask. Certainly when the quality of the show is not at the level that we would like. 3 hours can be hard. But even if this show's not good, 2 hours is just not a chore to kind of get through. You're probably going to get a decent open. You're probably going to get a bit of a story weaved throughout the show. We know we've got a couple of matches that are going to matter because they're qualifying matches for that women's match. We know that we've got CM Punk and Cody. We know we're going to hear from Nick Aldis and Gunther. So, I mean, we can look at all these things and have some confidence that this show should deliver. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to tonight. Right, Andy, hello. Hope you're doing well, my friends. What do we think about LeBron in Philly? I think it's great. I think that he can visit the Fresh Prince. He'll have a great time. I think that the Philadelphia Eagles the Philadelphia 76ers have gone and got themselves one hell of a future talent there. So, yeah, no, I wish him all the very best with this next chapter. I think he should have gone to the Raptors because they're the best team. And I think that, I think he's good enough to play for the Toronto Raptors. I don't know. I think we could accommodate him. But, he's chosen to go to the Philly Stakes. And I wish him all the best. Dean said, Daze, here's a fun question. Are there any storylines that never finished that you would like completed or referenced? Yeah, who threw the pie at Kevin Owens? That's what we want to know. Who threw the goddamn pie at Kevin Owens? Do you know, that was so long ago now that there's a few out there that might not remember it or even know about it, but was it July 4th? There was a celebration, a food party. And then right at the end of it, it concluded with Kevin looking at the camera and going, huh? Like this, as a pie goes right in his face. And I don't think it's ever meant to be a mystery. I don't think it's ever meant to be anything but just an end to that segment. But everyone was like, who just threw that pie at Kevin Owens? Who was that? And it actually became this big talking point that still to this day, if someone asks a question like that, you're still kind of like, yeah, it's still very much a mystery as to who threw that pie. Kevin spoke about it, hasn't he? I think some of you in the chat have mentioned this before, that Kevin has actually come out and said, ultimately, it's Vince, because Vince decides everything. So ultimately, it's Vince, because he chose to do it. But, who threw the goddamn pie at Kevin Owens? What about Sammy's documentary, said Lone Star Friends. What about his documentary? Did we never see it? Did we know? Or maybe we saw a clip of it. I feel like I saw a little something from it or of it, but perhaps I didn't. Perhaps I'm just making that up. I don't think I ever actually saw the whole documentary. There might have been a trailer that sort of came out. But, I don't know. I must admit, I was not really crazy about that period for Sammy. That whole pandemic period when he was doing that just felt a little bit lost to me. So, I was never massively crazy about it. But, you could revisit it if you so wished. Daze, isn't it about time you come clean and admitted it was you that threw that damn pie? It is true, guys. It was going to lead to my arrival in WWE, but they thought I was too damn sexy. So they decided that I'd be too big of a distraction. So that's why. It was actually going to be me and James. We were going to be a tag team. But they just thought that me and James were too distracting. And James, I think we can agree they probably got that right. I think we can agree that we would have massively took away from the rest of the show. So they dodged a bullet there, to be honest. Daze, what other matches do we think get added to SummerSlam? Yeah, we touched on this a little bit earlier. I think we're probably looking at some championship matches. So Trick Williams probably defending the United States Championship, probably against Baron and Carmelo. Then we've probably got maybe Soul. She could be defending against Raquel, maybe Roxanne. I know Lyra was interested, but I would like Lyra Bailey. I think we could get Fatal Influence taking on Nikki, Brie, and Paige. So I think that's another match that can get added. You might want to do something with the tag team belts because we don't have Vision on the card. So Vision, maybe against Alpha Academy, could be added. So I think there's still a few options there. And we were looking, looks like we need another 4, maybe 5 matches. 2 stories that we need to finish are who attacked Jay at the start of the year and who broke Jacob's jawline. That's true. We do seem to have abandoned that who attacked Jacob thing, don't we? I mean, I really believe that was Randy. And I think the only reason that we've not gone back to it is because Randy was involved in a story with Cody and then he's not been around. So I think that we could get back to it once Randy comes back. But I think that's the reason as to why that's been sort of put on hold. Suzanne said, right, I'm going to admit it. Here we go. I threw the pie. I thought so, Suzanne. That is very you. I did it for the 3 Stooges. Richard said, we need Bailey against Michael Cole. Well, definitely. Definitely with these rumours of Bailey potentially leaving. I don't want to leave him before we do that match. So I am with you on that, my friend. Daze, have you noticed the stock in Jacob has declined since he joined with Roman? He was red hot when he was by himself. Yeah, I don't think that's unnatural, though, because if you're on your own and you're stepping up to Roman and you're, you know, putting on Tongan death grips and all of that, you know, looking like a badass, you know, the spotlight is all on you. But, I mean, if you're going to fall in line and become a sheep and do Roman's bidding for him, then, yeah, you know, that spotlight's not as bright on you anymore, is it? So I think, to be honest, they're just sort of moving him into the shadows a little bit because they don't have anything for him solo-wise. They want to add him to this bloodline story so he becomes part of the machine rather than the focus. He's, you know, part of the bloodline. He adds to the bloodline. But eventually he'll break out. Eventually this will turn sour and, you know, he'll either attack someone or someone will attack him or something will go down and he'll break out of the bloodline. He should then come out with some momentum. So long term, I think he's fine. Short term, we've just changed the focus, yeah. Rather than him being a solo star, he's now part of a collective. RTX said we need a match commentary team versus production team. Loser does the other's job for a set period. How do we watch SmackDown, said Maga. Maga, it's on Netflix, my friend. Go over to Netflix. Daze, I'd like to thank WWE for the disrespect of Blake and Julia. Julia deserves a spot. She's beaten Kiana twice. Blake deserves the spot because her SummerSlam match with Tiffany was cancelled. Well, there is still one more spot. I don't know if they're going to make it to that. I mean, there is every chance that Nia loses and then gets another opportunity next week. So there might only be one spot, and that'll be who faces Nia. So I don't know. We'll get our answer tonight. Find out what is going down in SmackDown Town as we head towards the start of this week's show. Don't forget, we are back tomorrow for you wrestling hardcore fans that want a bit more wrestling in your life. We're going to be back tomorrow with Triple A. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Every day. Hey. Okay, this is very quiet. Is this me? Oh, there we go. It was me. So, we are just seeing SmackDown. There is Cody. Cody arriving. Here's CM Punk. Joe just talking about the tone of their match having changed recently. Here's CM Punk. On the way every day. Hey. There's Laney. There's Fallon. There is JC. Okay, so we're just seeing Fatal Influence. We're going back over to the fans. And we should be underway with SmackDown. Oh, Nick Aldis and Adam Pearce are both in the ring. We might be starting with a contract signing. We might be starting with a contract signing. You must have forgotten who you were talking to. SummerSlam, it's going to be the ring general Gunther against Nick Aldis. Okay, we are up and running. Nick Aldis and Adam Pearce. Looks like we're going to be getting a contract signing first. This could be very interesting. Very interesting. Please welcome. The ring general, Gunther. Gunther coming down. He just said, "Goon evening, Oakland." Perhaps there's a lot of gooners there. Jordan, Charlotte Flair will continue to go after Jade tonight. Black Onyx, hello. Hope you're doing well. Video Watcher said they need to hurry up with these segments. I'm ready to watch some DoorDash commercials. Let's go. Let's go. Here's Gunther making his way down, looking like he's a member of Backstreet Boys from the 1990s. Coming down with a bright white, plain white t-shirt, some jeans, some bright white trainers. Gunther's back. All right. Let's go. Everybody, yeah, rock your body, yeah. Do we still have those kind of, I suppose we do, don't we? BTS. We used to have NSYNC, Backstreet Boys, E17, Take That, Another Level. Used to have loads of boy bands. They pretty much all sucked. Okay. Okay, but for how long? So as soon as he signs the contract, he's no longer GM? Mm-hmm. 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 Okay. You want this, says Gunther. Crystal clear. Are we crystal? I know what I'm signing, says Nick. He's crystal clear. That's nice. The only thing I don't know, and I think they could make it clear, is how long? Does he relinquish these responsibilities until the match? Once the match has concluded, does he then resume his responsibilities? I mean, it's sort of hinting. No, it's sort of hinting that he's done as being a GM. That's what it's hinting. To me, anyway. Maybe not to you, I don't know. Okay, so you've dragged me out here. Like, this is all dressed up. You're not dressed up. I've never seen you so casual. This will be the greatest moment of your career. Gunther's microphone was just breaking up a little bit there. All of this is beneath me, says Gunther. The only reason I am sat here wasting my time is because you do not know how to do your job. Ever since you joined SmackDown, you've had an issue with me. You are jealous of me. You are jealous of me. NWA gets a shout. I know you're a former NWA World Champion. But let's be honest. But you never really made it. You were dreaming of being a WWE superstar, but you never really made it. Even this watch is worth half your yearly salary right now, says Gunther. Oh, that's a line that's annoying, isn't it? Bragging about wealth. You're just not good enough, says Gunther. It's good from Gunther. It's good. It's good. I'm going to turn you into a legend. Goldberg, AJ Styles, John Cena. All legends. Stupid enough to step in the ring with the ring general. It's very, very good work from Gunther. Nick Aldis just had to sit there and take it. If you believe that, Here's Nick. You want me to believe it? You want me to believe it? Look at the size of Nick Aldis as well. He's big. He's just as tall as Gunther. You've put your career in jeopardy? I've not had a match in 3 years. I've got nothing to lose. Oh, God, what a line that is. You go from the career killer to the man who got made up by his boss. Shots coming in there by Nick Aldis. Nick Aldis unloading on Gunther. Kicks coming in. Nick Aldis gets shoved back. Lots of moving parts here as Nick Aldis gets knocked into Adam Pearce. Low blow there by Gunther. I think Aldis is going through this table. Right now, picking him up. Power bomb! Do you know what? Really good segment. I really enjoyed the verbal exchanges between these two. Gunther going off on Nick Aldis and Nick Aldis responding by saying, do you want me to believe what you're saying, or are you trying to convince yourself? This is going to be a great match. I cannot wait to see Nick Aldis in action in WWE. It's going to be a great match. Okay, we've gone to advert for Unreal. We're definitely going to score that segment. I found it very engaging. Maybe it didn't take us to anywhere crazy. Perhaps there wasn't, like, you know, a big shock or anything, but just as a promo back and forth, I think it's a real solid segment. Let's get thoughts. What did you think? So this is Gunther and Nick Aldis. Contract signing. WWE Unreal advert on right now. AB said it was a great segment. Daze, you're out here nodding like, yeah, that's good stuff. And the chat is vibrating. The camera was shaking. Well, it was just like France. It's just like France when that camera was shaking. That's how good of a segment it was. Great segment, said NetForce Technology. Miss Dal Jr. said, do we think the WWE product each week is predictable? WWE can't take risks with their wrestlers. They just do DQs in each match. It's so formulaic. It's not good. Thoughts, said Mr. Dal Jr. Well, I think we know the WWE product has struggled in 2025 going into 2026. I think that it's in a decent place right now. It depends how you want to look at it. If you want to look at it segment by segment, if you want to have a look at it as, you know, zooming out as we build to SummerSlam, if you want to zoom out even bigger and just talk general themes, I think you're probably going to get slightly different answers, depending. I mean, for example, would you have predicted Nick Aldis wrestling at SummerSlam as we were coming out of WrestleMania? Because I wouldn't. So I wouldn't have said that was predictable. But obviously, as we got closer to it and he was starting to get physically involved, then you do start to get people saying that it could go that way. So I don't know, man. Is it? When do you say it's predictable? Is it, for this example, I don't think this was predictable at the start of the year. I don't think this was predictable as we came out of WrestleMania. I don't think this was predictable even as we were kind of around, you know, a good few weeks past Backlash, kind of going into, you know, the summer. But yes, it started to be a possibility because of the backstage moments. And now here we are with them signing the contract. So I don't know. I think that you've got to look at each thing individually, haven't you? I mean, there's definitely matches that you could look at, like tonight, Nia against Charlotte. I think there's every chance that Jade gets involved. So you could look at that and say, you know, that's predictable. But to be honest with you, you're not going to be able to find much in WWE's history where you don't get that. Sometimes things happen and go the direction you think they're going to go because that's the natural right direction for them to go. So I think the general thing is, are you enjoying the show? Are you enjoying the product that's being put out? Right now, I think it's not in a bad place. I don't think Monday was that great. But I thought Saturday night's main event delivered. People seem to enjoy that. Raw's been doing pretty well this year. So I think it's hard. I think it's really difficult to just... I think we've spoke so much about where the problems are that we can sort of lose sight of some of the good stuff that's happening as well. Naman Gandhi said, Daze, do you acknowledge Roman? I acknowledge him as one of WWE's biggest superstars, but I'm not like a crazy Roman fan that gets up and throws up the ones every time he comes out. I like him. I think that he's been fantastic for the company. I think that he is the biggest star of this generation. He's ticking all of those boxes. I enjoy watching his matches. I enjoyed him against CM Punk. But, yeah, I mean, I'm not, like, standing up and throwing up the ones when he comes walking out. Oh, hello, here's Sammy. We got an upset Sammy backstage. He's got something he wants to get off his chest. I did something that they said I'd never be able to do. No one round here wanted Sammy as champion. This is great from Sammy. This is great. Corporate poster boy CM Punk. What about me? Make it make sense. I'm loving it. He is crashing out. Seriously crashing out. It's brilliant work from Sammy. Yeah, Nick Aldis didn't just screw Gunther. He screwed me too. Make it right. It didn't go my way. Make it right. He wants it to be a triple threat. Sammy still wants in that championship match. It's locked in. I can't do it. He can't do it. Oh. Adam's livid. You got caught in the crosshairs. Damien Trick, Royce, Finn. Wow, okay. Okay. Sammy is going to wrestle. Me. Such a good segment. This is so damn good. Because Sammy's making excellent points. No shenanigans. No more surprises. Yeah. So basically, we're going to have a fatal four-way tonight. The winner will face Sammy at SummerSlam. The winner of that is the new #1 contender. And Sammy's making an excellent point. Hang on. CM Punk gets to walk back in, get a title match. Cody gets to, you know, just click his fingers. He gets a title match. But I've got to beat someone at SummerSlam to become the #1 contender after I got screwed. Adam Pearce is like, look, I don't have the time for this. This is it. You take it or you leave it. I think it was very good. Very, very good. How long are we in? 22 minutes in. This has been very enjoyable. Okay, right now we've got Fatal Influence making their way down to the ring. Right, 62 for Gunther, Nick Aldis, 2016 to... Yeah, you lot have just scored that open with Gunther. Great 78. Great 78. Okay, Fatal Influence have made their way out. Do you know, we just don't really hear from Lainey Reed much. Don't hear from her much at all. We only just got here and we've took out 2 legends. It's fine. Okay, JC's got the perfect solution to the fact that she's not in that women's ladder match. JC said she's going to get that US title in due time. Okay, looks like we've got Lainey against Brie Bella right now, which I don't really feel like I need. So what was the conclusion? She said she had found a solution. Okay, well, it looks like we're underway with Lainey against Brie. Lainey versus Brie. Okay, Bella sounded. Crowds aren't giving them the heat that they usually get, says J14. Knee coming in there by Brie. JC as US champion, Fallon and Lainey as tag champs would be good, said Kader. Matteo said, Daze, why is Royce Keys in a fatal 4-way when he already has a match with LA and Solo against the Bloodline, says Matteo. Don't know, to be honest, but don't expect him to win, so I'm not sure that it's gonna like factor into anything. But why they think to put him in the first place doesn't really make much sense, I agree. Daze, I'd like to see a match between Tiffany and JC. JC could win and become the new US champion. Right, we've gone to commercial break. We're 26 minutes in. 26 minutes in. We're just seeing, we're staying with the action here on Netflix as Brie goes over into the corner. Laney comes in after her. They're just talking about the Sammy match that's been made for SummerSlam. So we do have a 10th SummerSlam match that has now been added. Daze, I think it'll be more than one match for Aldis. Why would we have to relinquish the GM responsibilities? It's not being billed as a retirement match either. I agree. I think they could have made it a bit clearer as to how long he relinquishes those responsibilities for, because it doesn't mean that if he relinquishes them that he can't regain them after the match. But they haven't made it clear that that's what's happening. It does just feel like he has now just completely relinquished those responsibilities with no sign of them ever being returned to him. So, yeah, I agree. If that is what's happening here, and he's just going to relinquish them, then it does feel like they're leaning towards him being a more permanent full-time wrestler. Laney is in control, middle of the ring with Brie. I'm sick of hearing Sammy whine, said IFAL. What happens if he loses tonight? He's not in a match tonight, is he? He'll cry about that. I get it, but we went through this, Drew. Now, Sammy, let's go and move on. Well, I believe Sammy is just in a match at SummerSlam. Tonight, there's a fatal four-way. We're going to find the person that's going to face Sammy. So Sammy will be facing whoever wins tonight at SummerSlam. That person, that winner, will become our new #1 contender. Laney doing some, actions in the ring as Brie catches the leg of Laney. She was about to stomp down on Brie. Another clothesline. Laney just having to hold her top momentarily, so I don't know if we've got a slight wardrobe issue cooking. 1, 2, Laney kicks out. Brie in control. Down, again, she goes right back to her top there. Looks like she is having a little bit of difficulty. I'll keep you updated. I'll keep a very close eye on this situation, guys. Don't worry. I don't know if we're still at commercial break or whatever, but if a boob does flop out, you will be the first to know about it. Right now, we've got Brie back up on her feet. We got Laney down on her knees, middle of the ring as the yes kicks are coming in. Those yes kicks look quite high. Those yes kicks normally go to the chest. She's kind of kicking more up here. Down goes Laney as we are back from commercial break. Who dat Saints J said, I'm zooming in. We're zooming in. Big knee coming in there by Brie as Laney was against the ropes. Brie going for a cover to kick out. Kick out there by Laney. This match carrying on. JC on the outside offering some words of encouragement for Laney. Laney picking up Brie, driving her into the corner. Life of Daze, shout out to you, said Daze. SummerSlam should be good. I agree. I think the card looks really good. Brie is climbing up. Rich Rod said Punk is a terrible champ. The World Heavyweight belt is the bigger belt now. I think, that was sort of established really at WrestleMania with Cody and Randy fighting on night 1 and Punk and Roman fighting on night 2. Night 2 seen as being the bigger night. Historically, that would be the WWE Championship night. But, I think for me, that sort of... I don't know that it flipped or if it just became a bit more even. Roll up there by Brie and Laney's pins. Well, there we go. Brie gets the win. JC comes in, lays them both down. There really was not much to that match. Most of it played out during commercial break. Here's Nikki So there was a thought that this was going to go in this direction. Nikki comes running down. That's why we've done this match. We've done this match to get to this. Nikki Bella comes down. She's wearing a top that says, "You can look, but you can't touch." JC on the shoulders of Nikki. Rack attack connects. And right now we have got Laney and Fallon grabbing JC. You think? You think you can sneak from the minor leagues? Okay. Another SummerSlam match added. Second match added. 6-woman tag match added. I don't hate it. I don't hate it. Old school versus new school. Pretty crazy show. I thought a really good contract thing. I liked the Sammy segment. The match wasn't really that special, but it was a way of bringing Nikki back. Okay, here's Finn Balor backstage. I had the best and the worst night of my career in 2016 at SummerSlam. Oh, he says he's close to getting back to that level of glory. Here's Gunther. Oh, mate, Gunther, Finn Balor. Oh, my God. Gunther, Finn Balor. "10 years, that's a very long time," says Gunther. Mate, we've just cheesed Gunther, Finn Balor. Jesus Christ. Let's go. I am really enjoying this episode of SmackDown so far. This is right up there with some of the better SmackDowns from this year. Granted, it's not a high bar. SmackDown has been absolutely atrocious in 2026. But, yeah. 34 minutes in, I think we've managed to get a lot put into that time. And we've added 2 more matches. The one thing we're missing so far is like a real banger match. Hopefully we should have that on the way. Finn and Kathy are such Daze stream power couple. We don't like talking about today what we talked to death yesterday. William, hope you're doing well, buds. So since it's Damian versus Trick versus Royce versus Finn, who do we want to win for Sammy? I'm feeling Finn or Trick. Well, I think Trick's probably going to be defending his belt, I would imagine. I mean, I can't see any way they leave Trick off, but is off that card. But is he going to be taking on Sammy again at SummerSlam? He could do. I mean, we did it at WrestleMania. We could have them run it back at SummerSlam. But I don't know, man. I think Finn. I feel like Finn feels like he's got a way towards SummerSlam. And I could see Trick defending against Baron Corbin, Carmelo. I think Finn is the hot favourite for me going into that match. Get your thoughts in for Laney and Brie. I'm a founding member of Club WWE, said Lone Star Friend. Lone Star Friend, congrats. Iron Sentinel said, I'm wondering if they just moved the writing team to SmackDown from Raw. It seems convenient that SmackDown is getting better whilst Raw is getting worse. That's interesting. It does feel like so much change behind the scenes because I agree. Raw on Monday was a downgrade, and now SmackDown, perhaps they haven't changed the whole teams, but perhaps they've changed one person, switched one person around or something. There does feel to be a different energy right now, yes. Rapture said, I'm guessing this confirms that Johnny's not going to make it for SummerSlam. Either way, he'll probably make an appearance tonight. Well, it's very frustrating, isn't it? It's very frustrating. I really do like Johnny. I was hoping that he would find a way of making it, but no go by the looks of it. He's not in that fatal four-way. So we're going to have to wait and see. Yeah, really good. What if Balor wins, faces Sammy, Gunther wins against Nick Aldis after Nick Aldis gave a really good account of himself, could kind of put... I tell you what, it puts a fair few people swimming around CM Punk, doesn't it, if CM Punk gets past Cody? Puts a fair few challengers around. Finn Balor right back in the mix. Gunther having never left the mix. Sammy really frustrated at the way he's been treated. You've kind of got a bit of a title picture merging now, which I think is really good. James said, I've just tweeted you Danhausen's new merch. Oh, what we got? James, thank you. We've got some human monies and a jar of teeth. The Curse Collection, a cape. Jesus Christ. Collect them all, or because I like this shiz, to be honest. Here's 4 items, none of them t-shirts. I mean, that's the normal thing, isn't it? Like a t-shirt or a replica belt. A jar of teeth is very unique as a merch item. Human monies is unique. The cape, I don't know how big the cape is, but yeah, and the mask. WWE Radio launching Monday on Sirius XM. So that's their new thing that they've got, this WWE Radio. I've seen a bit of outrage about it. I don't really get the outrage, but I think WWE Radio is a fun idea. I've heard people criticizing, saying, but it's getting rid of legitimate media because apparently it's replacing a wrestling show. But Jesus Christ, there's like millions of accounts out there sharing opinions, and do you know what I mean? You can go Bleacher Report, you could go Sports Illustrated. You've got all the various content creators sharing their thoughts. You got big powerhouse wrestling channels like Wrestle Talk and Cultaholic and What Culture, and we ain't struggling for independent outlets sharing their honest thoughts. So I did see a lot of outrage about WWE kind of taking over Sirius X SMFF or whatever, and yeah, I don't know. I don't really share in that outrage. I think WWE Radio makes a lot of sense. Okay, we're backstage with Royce. Here's Solo. He's applauding Royce. All right, I like this from Solo. He's just saying, looks like we're going to work Saturday and Sunday. So, Royce, if you win, which you can, obviously, we'll just work both days. Here's LA Knight. Don't get lost in the sauce. Tonight, I'm taking everything I want. Solo getting quite hyped here. He seems really excited, Solo. Is he being for real right now? Solo being a bit of a cheerleader here for these two. Okay, we got Tiffany and we got Chelsea backstage. Okay, Chelsea's like, maybe I could win. Oh, Tiffy wants to be Tiffy 2 titles, though. Okay. Here's Blake. I come in peace, says Blake. Word of advice. Okay, Blake just sending a message there to Tiffany. Now we've got Chelsea making her way down to the ring. So we're going to end the poll for the Laney Brie match. We've had a couple of backstage moments there. And now we're heading towards Chelsea. I believe this is her qualifier. Okay, 60 to 29 and 9. You lot said that was good night. You won. You weren't blown away by that second match. It was relatively short, though. Okay, Chelsea. Making her way down to the ring. She's going to be in action, taking on Kiana in this qualifier. Okay, I was asking a question about Randy coming back, costing Cody. Do we think it could happen? Yes. What's this? Hardy Boys. What's this? What's this? Why are we looking at a video package for the Hardys? Oh my God, please be... Oh, what? Stupid 2K? Oh my God. I was getting all excited. Like they were going to make a special appearance at SummerSlam or something. Oh, stupid 2K. I probably should have known because they kept putting 2K footage in with it. But I just thought that they were just kind of finding a way of getting 2K into the video. Oh, didn't 2K come out like forever ago? Oh, God. Stupid 2K. Suck. Sad now. God, that would have been so good if they were going to be there. And they were just going to maybe say a few words and then you have a tag team come out, heel team come out, start being disrespectful, impromptu match. I mean, I think they're signed with TNA, but we've got a relationship with TNA, so it wasn't impossible. Daze, don't refer to Solo as a cheerleader. I don't need images of him in a skirt with pom-poms this close to bed, said Midget Menace. Midget Menace, that's fair. That's fair, to be honest. Last thing you need is to picture Solo in little cotton white knickers that just occasionally show when the skirt blows up. Yeah, you know, in those kind of teen films when one of the nerds fancies a cheerleader, and they tend to kind of watch as the skirt sort of blows up. You don't need to be picturing Solo wearing one of those with that skirt. Kind of coming up, you see some white cotton panties, yeah, knee-high socks, trainers, got a very similar look actually to the kind of thing you see Nikki Bella wearing, with like knee-high socks and trainers. I'm seeing red. I think it's a classic cheerleader color. I think, you know, I could definitely see there being a very tight top upstairs, and of course he wouldn't be wearing a bra. So there'd be some jigglage, there'd be some motion in the ocean as he was doing the routine. And maybe there could be some other superstars with him as well, because you don't tend to get cheerleaders on their own. They tend to hunt in packs. So, you know, there could be some other stars there as well. Michael Cole, for example, he could be there. I don't know why he is there, but he could be there. And I don't know why, but because he's an older man, I could imagine his testicles have descended. Because that is just nature. So, I mean, the one thing you definitely don't want to picture this close to bed is Michael in, like, cotton panties, and that bulge being a considerable bulge because his testicles have descended. I think you would be surprised, actually, at the size of that bulge, and I don't think it'd be anything to do with his penis. I'm not sure how we got onto that. To be honest, I just set a challenge of trying to fill that commercial break with some sort of conversation, and that's where we ended up. So, Midget Menace, I hope that's helped. Okay, Kiana's in the ring. So let's change this over, shall we? Kiana against Chelsea. The winner of this is going to qualify for that ladder match. I tell you, even this is going to be a challenge for Chelsea. There's no guarantee that Chelsea can just outright beat Kiana. Knee coming into the midsection. Kiana with Chelsea, hurling her over into the corner. Charging in, Chelsea moves. Okay, Kiana goes up over, slap coming in there by Chelsea. Kiana definitely feeling that. Chelsea backing up. Drop kick there by Chelsea. She looks to the outside as Kiana has spilled to the outside. Shot coming in. She goes to the outside. We're on the outside of the ring right now. Kiana with some knees to the midsection. Pretty brutal looking knees as well. Really driving them in. Chelsea goes down. Wade Barrett didn't quite know what to do there. He was all kinds of confused as Kiana in control. She's got Chelsea. Bang! Kick coming in. That cable was getting in the way. She did well there. Kiana telling the ref to shut up. Little bit of showboating. Goes over, grabs Chelsea, looking to throw her back into the ring. Okay, we got some Chelsea chants. Chelsea can hear the fans. Shot to the midsection there by Chelsea. And again, another blow coming in. Kiana rocking, going back. Chelsea's got her against the ropes, over the other side. Chelsea against the ropes, over the top, trying to get Kiana down. She hasn't got enough momentum. Kiana goes for an elbow. Chelsea manages to move out the way. Down goes Kiana. Chelsea on her knees, going over to the corner, going over against the ropes. Coming in. Oh! Okay. Different here from Chelsea. Very interesting arm drags there by Chelsea. Very interesting. Chelsea in the corner. Coming over. Lovely. 1, 2. No joy. Kick out there by Kiana. Daze, WWF Radio was around in the 90s, and that's now lost media. Is that what you're going to do, Andy? Are you going to tune into WWF Radio and just hit records? Just capture it all. It's probably a good idea. There's absolutely no guarantee this thing sticks around. Falcon Arrow there by Kiana. Oof. Shoulder up by Chelsea. Yeah, it's true. No guarantee that WWF Radio lasts beyond a year or two. So that could be future lost media. Against the ropes, looking for a big boot, no joy roll at one. Back up. Double knees there by Kiana. Chelsea goes down. He's got her up on her shoulders. Kiana was looking to put Chelsea away, and Pretty Hug connects. Chelsea rolls over Kiana. 1, 2. Wow. Chelsea wins. And she wins clean. Chelsea wins clean. Chelsea Clean. That's her new name. Wow. Could you imagine if she does win that interim title? Wow. I don't think that would be a good move, actually, by WWE, because she's going to face Rhea. I think you're kind of setting yourself up for a bit of a tricky situation there. Clean win. Good match, said Shining Wizards. David is pledging allegiance. Okay, we're backstage with Damien. Damien and R-Truth. All right. Tag title match with the War Raiders is next week. People have been asking about when we're getting that match. Next week. Okay, R-Truth, they're all getting confused. Here's Cody. I heard what you said last week. You know I respect you. We're sick of the same people being the face of this brand. Whether it's you or Punk. Whoever's going to be champ after SummerSlam gets dropped. Cody said, I like that attitude. I used to be one of the boys. I like that attitude that you're not happy that it's the same people on top. Okay, good. Another good segment. I think it's been a really good show so far. The in-ring has maybe lacked, but that last match was obviously the best match we've had so far of the two. But if there was to be a criticism, I would say, yeah, I don't think we found any great matches yet. A couple of good matches. That last match better. But, I cannot be down on the backstage work. I think there's some really interesting storytelling going on. It's about time Cody is face-to-face with someone else, said the one. Damien did this at least feel like a better segment. I've tagged you in, Summer says one and only. Nice. Nice. Jay, is this you, Jay? Have you got a different... Oh, you've changed your name. One and only Jay Omega. I didn't realize you'd tweaked it. Yeah, this is nice. This is the kind of thing. I think the only difference was I was picturing red right here, but that's nice. That is nice. Couple of pom-poms needed, maybe. But that is the vibe, actually. I mean, he is out here cheerleading for Royce Keys, you know, hoping that he succeeds tonight, getting very excited. He has gone from being an enforcer in the bloodline to basically this right now. I don't hate the role. I think it's an interesting transition for him, but yeah, this is kind of where we are with Solo at the moment. He's being a bit of a cheerleader, and this is just a sneak peek. Jay's done an excellent job of finding out what Solo is going to be wearing at SummerSlam. So this is a little glimpse into Solo's SummerSlam attire. Apparently they've got a whole routine worked out. It's going to be sick. They're going to attempt the pyramids. So you're going to have Royce and you're going to have LA Knight. They're going to actually try and throw Solo in the air. He's going to do like a whole thing and then land on his feet. That's going to be part of the entrance. So I do like this. I don't know why. I just pictured it being red. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's just a minor detail. This is more white, blue kind of vibes. But yeah, it's nice. It's nice. And you know the skirt's going to come up. You're going to get a glimpse of those cotton panties. I think everyone's excited about that. And yeah, I've heard rumors that actually they're thinking of classing him and putting him in a kind of teen comedy. He's going to be in one of those type films, you know, like a Superbad or something along those lines. Mean Girls. I could see him in Mean Girls, actually. This is just going to be like the 2026, 2027 remake of Mean Girls. And I think it's going to be a very powerful movie, actually. So, yeah, excellent work. Excellent work from J Omega. Faultless. So these are the kind of scoops that we're able to get because of this fantastic community. We are at commercial break at the moment, but when we come back, we are going to be in the second hour when we come back. Solo has stepped up in that cheerleader role. The energy is spikes. The lights are popping. Oh, yeah, there'll be a lot of camera flashes. Definitely. Where were the pom-poms, said Bishop. It's a great question, Bishop. Great question. From what I've heard, they're not quite ready. Not quite ready yet. So, they'll be ready for the SummerSlam entrance. Okay, we've got an advert for SummerSlam. Who's this person? I don't know who this person is. Why have they got this dude cutting a promo in a corridor? What's this about? I had to do something special for y'all. Use my code JJets to get a discount. I'm bringing this to you from some random corridor that's got a fire escape behind me. Couldn't you have been in the stadium? Or out on the streets of Minnesota? Instead of just being in some office block? What was that about? Do you reckon that was, oh my God, we're not selling enough tickets. Can you please just do a quick promo for us? We're gonna make a video out of it. Is the corridor all right with the fire escape in the background? Yeah, fine. Just do that. We just need it for Friday. Okay. We're just 8 days away from the biggest party of the summer. Let's go. We are doing a watch-along on Sunday, kids. WWE Vault are showing SummerSlam 09. So we're going to do a watch-along for SummerSlam 09 on Sunday. So tomorrow we're doing AAA. Sunday we're doing SummerSlam 09. I need to try and fit in my predictions video as well. It's going to be a busy couple of days. Then, of course, we're back Monday as we start the go-home process. Go home Raw, go home SmackDown. They're just showing what happened last weekend at the SummerSlam kickoff show. Here's Cody. We're starting hour 2 with Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes making his way out. We're definitely going to be scoring this segment. So we're going to end our poll. Bum, bum, bum. Adrenaline in my soul. Okay, good 95 is what you scored that last match. Good 95. I don't think that's unfair. Feels fair. I think it was better than the first match. I don't think it was worthy of hitting that great territory. Dun, dun, dun. Cody then making his way down to the ring. We'll end up scoring this segment. Cody segment. Oh, I didn't see this. Cody on the Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon. Cody says CM Punk has got a receipt coming. Such a petty thing. I find it a bit petty. I think of all those non-wrestling fans watching Jimmy Fallon. And here's Cody going, did you see what he did to me? I mean, back in the day, we were like, do you know what I mean? Smashing into cars and all this kind of stuff, invading people's homes. We're going on a late night talk show going, guys, did you see what he did? Look at this footage. And then we show footage of CM Punk going like that and the belt just sort of grazing Cody's. Oh, yeah, no. Yeah, I'm sure it's going to be a death match after that, isn't it? Oh, my God. That is such a cringe clip. It is such a cringe clip. If you're a non-WWE fan and you're like, oh, what's happening in wrestling these days? And you see someone flicking about over their shoulder, it just catches the other person and is on here moaning about it. You would be like, Jesus Christ, is this really what they're doing these days? Does anyone remember the Attitude Era when we were threatening to chop off people's pee-pees? Yeah? Do you remember that? Do you remember Katie Vick? And we were doing them sort of thing. Do you remember when Mae Young gave birth to her hands? Yeah? Do you remember when Undertaker tried to sacrifice Stephanie McMahon? Now we're going on late night talk shows showing someone do that and someone's face getting grazed. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, they could have come up with something better. Okay, CM Punk's coming out. If any of you did watch Jimmy Fallon and you're not normally a wrestling fan and you've somehow found your way here, welcome. I know that I'm speaking to absolutely no one that did that. 0 people did that. 0 people watched that clip and then decided to tune in. Here's CM Punk making his way out. Then he's got the belt around it. Oh, let's hope he doesn't flick it around again. CM Punk, belt around his waist. Thing is, both of these are baby faces, so they're trying to get a bit of heat, but neither is going to go that far, you know? It's not like we're going to kidnap Brandy. So, I mean, that's why you kind of end up with the shenanigans you end up with. I mean, listen, I'm sure it hurt. If you catch the corner, yeah, of your in the eye, I mean, that could sting. CM Punk making his way in. Daze, why not put Solo in the Spirit Squads? Let's go. I've heard that's how LA Knight Royce Keys is going to be wearing similar as well at SummerSlam. It's going to be the 2026 version of the Spirit Squads. You've called it, buds. Okay, Cody then in the ring. CM Punk's here as well. We're already 7 minutes into this second hour. We've only got 50-odd minutes left. We are in need of a great match. That will be the criticism. Loud CM Punk chants. This crowds are in no doubt who they're supporting. Ba, 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 ba. Okay, both are in the ring. CM Punk. CM Punk. Oh my God. He went to give him a microphone, but he dropped it on the floor. Oh, this feud just gets more brutal. CM Punk's taking his jacket off, stepping up to Cody. He says, no, that was an accident. I didn't mean it. What are we doing here? He's not happy. Pick it up, people are saying. And actually, CM Punk's decided he's not going to do that. He's going to ask. I don't even want to turn my back on you right now. I just don't trust you right now. Let's stop with the term paranoid, says Cody. I'm not going to take the easy way out. I'm going to tell you why I need to beat you. Okay. If you've got another reason, I'm all ears. I didn't want this title to come between us. People have heard that I respect you and that I love you. I don't like you. I don't like you, says Cody. And I'm going to tell you why. 2011, you cut the pipe bomb. You show us there's a way out. Okay. I'm done apologizing, says Cody. for what I've worked for. I'm not crazy about this segment, but I don't mind some of the things that Cody is saying. This is the greatest roster ever assembled. And I don't sweat any of them, but you. He doesn't worry about any of them except for Punk. Just you. Yeah, I don't mind that line. I have to beat you at SummerSlam. And the fans are booing that. That's a hard one to respond to because Cody has just put himself down saying, I know they wish that what I had achieved is what you had achieved. I cast a large shadow, says Punk. This isn't one-way traffic. That's a good response. CM Punk's like, you paid attention, well done, but did you do things bigger than me or better than me? That's for the people to decide. You love me. I'm your brother. I'm not your brother. You respect me, but you don't like me. You're all over the road. It's a good point. He is. You can't deal with the pressure of beating someone that you love. This has turned into a really good segment. This is so much better than I clipped you in the face with a belt. If all these other people are your enemies, this makes me your only friend. At SummerSlam, I'm going to break your heart if you think the only way this ends is you beating me. Cody steps up to Punk. Takes his tie off. Cody talking about some house shows they've got coming up over the weekend where they're tagging. So they both just say they're going to whip their ass, each other's ass at SummerSlam. Oh, I thought it was going to end there. No. Okay, CM Punk said he's got a gift for Cody. It's called a loss. On this microphone, no one can touch me, says Punk. Not even Dusty's kids. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Cody don't like that. We don't need the music. Dusty's kids. Okay. Well, play Kingdom in a minute then, because I want you to hear the music you're going to be hearing at SummerSlam, and they do play Kingdom. Well, honestly, I mean, I started off by moaning that they were trying to get heat in this with a stupid flick of the belt. I do still stand by that. But actually, you know, this is why I love this feud. And it reminds me of Randy Cody, because there is so much history to dig into. I mean, they talk about the pipe bomb. Cody talks about using that as a template for his career. And he says, I know the fans still wish that it had been you rather than me that had followed that template. And, you know, CM Punk responds by saying, well, you know, did you do things bigger than me? Did you do them better than me? This is why the fans wanted me. But I followed you. You showed me a way back. And I followed that path, didn't I? And we've kind of been around each other. Well, there's no chasing each other anymore. We'll finally square off at SummerSlam. And you're like, yeah, has that segment made me more excited for their match? It has. It has. And that's all you can ask for, really. Let's get a segment score. Am I alone? I don't think it was mind-blowing. I don't think it was like, oh my God, that's all time. But I found it very engaging. And I like when we got into the meat of the segment. We're backstage. We got Charlotte. We got 40 minutes to go. Let's have a look. Let's see what you lot thought. Get your votes in. Nia's getting a second chance tonight, says video watcher. She is, yes. Rich said it's recycled. They're talking about Roman's dad now. Cody's dad. Daze, you just froze mid-wobble, said AB. Did we? I don't think we did. So I've got no drop frames. Do we think it's time for Cody to go full heel? I don't think it's time, but I think the option's there if they want to take it. We're just hearing from Charlotte. They are finally building some good heat between these two, said Jay. Before it just sounded like they were on the verge of sex. Wasn't it? Really, Jay? I'll have to go back and listen to some of these promos. I was never detecting that we were on the verge of sex, but I don't know, maybe. I'm glad we've built tension now. Well, to be honest, there's always a lot of tension when I'm on the verge of sex. So I think we're doing it very differently. Here's Charlotte making her way down. Okay, Charlotte in action against Nia. That's going to be our next match. This is our second qualifier. 3 women's matches on one night, said 82 Derek. What a joke. Yeah, I agree. What a goddamn joke. We had all men's matches the other day. That was a goddamn joke. Now we got all women's matches so far. That's a goddamn joke. I saw a show the other day where it was 50-50. That was a goddamn joke. Dean said, I'm enjoying SmackDown and the stream. Nia shouldn't even get another opportunity, says Connor. Trini said, why is it when my brain heard two men having a conversation, being on the verge of sex, it immediately conjured up Austin and William? Well, I think it's because if you think of two guys in our community that are most likely to get jiggy with it, those would be the two names that would come to mind. I think a lot of our heads went there, to be honest. Yeah, get your thoughts in. What do you think about that promo segment? We're scoring that right now. David said, 3 ladies on SmackDown. How come Raw didn't have any this week? I just, honestly, I just don't... I don't think we need to worry too much about, like, that sort of detail. I don't worry about... If they book a show and it just happens to be all women's matches, that's fine. It's probably just a one-off, and then next week we'll go back to it being 50-50. Or if there's a show that's all men's matches, okay, that's fine. I'm sure we'll have some women's matches the next week. Like, some weeks you're going to have 50-50. Some weeks it's going to be 60-40. On the rare occasion, you might get the odd show where it's 100% all men or it's 100% all women. I don't think there's anything really by design. I just think that it's probably natural. Unless you are specifically booking matches for women and men, and you definitely need both to be represented, and that's something that you care about. Like, we have to have women's matches on, we have to have men's matches on. But I don't know that WWE necessarily book that way. Sometimes you might have one women's match. Sometimes you might have 2. Sometimes you might have 3. Sometimes, rarely, you might have none. And I would say that it's rare. So I just don't get upset about it. If it was a regular thing where we weren't getting women's matches, I could then join in with the outrage. But as a one-off, is it really that big of a deal? Is this really end of the world kind of stuff? I don't think so. If there was no men's match tonight, I would say the exact same thing. If for some reason this was just happened to be all women, no problems. It's no drama. It's really fine. I like men wrestling. I like women wrestling. Great. I just hope that what bothers me more is it good? That's what bothers me more. And what I can say so far is I don't think the in-ring has been good enough. Whether that's men, women, children, I'm not bothered. If children were wrestling next, it would be fine. As long as it was a great match. Maybe we should get them out there, give them a go. A couple of 8-year-olds, chuck them in the ring. No DQ, weapons match. Unsanctioned. So yeah, it's no big drama for me, but I know that there's some of you out there that it does bother. That's fine. I think we got way bigger problems, to be honest. Okay, we're back from commercial break. We got 35 minutes left. It is Charlotte next, and you'll be pleased to know that once Charlotte has competed, we should have a Fatal 4-Way main event for the guys. So the guys are going to be competing this week. Okay, get your thoughts in, because we need to end this poll, because we do have a match coming up. Charlotte against Nia. Okay. Oh, Jesus Christ. I don't need more Fanatics Fest. Justin Bieber, Tom Brady slapping Logan Paul. Terence Crawford just showing a load of people. Cats appearing at Saturday night's main event. Jalen Brunson. God, you know, we've had so much stuff happen. I've sort of forgot about this. Nixabration that we ended Saturday night's main event with. There's Nia in the ring. Okay, 49, 38, 8, and 5. So, you lots, I'm in agreement. I think this was worthy of clicking into great. You have scored it great 57. Okay, we're underway with Charlotte and Nia. Charlotte and Nia battling away. Charlotte goes down. Nia coming over, picking up Charlotte, driving her into the corner. Daze, I'm confused by Sammy against whoever wins tonight. Can you explain it? Yeah. So there's going to be a fatal four-way tonight. Whoever wins faces Sammy at SummerSlam. So it's Sammy against whoever wins tonight. Hope that helps, Laxo. Okay, Charlotte coming over, grabbing Nia, driving her back into the corner. Nia looks amazing, said Opala. I'm happy for her and her health. Chop coming in there by Charlotte. Jason said, will WWE Radio be like a play-by-play? Yeah, it will be when the big events are on, big PLEs. I'm not sure about Raws and SmackDowns, but I would imagine so. I'd imagine so, because it's probably it's 24/7, I believe. So it's going to have occasional call-in shows. It's going to have podcasts like Sam Roberts' podcast and a couple of others. One to kick out. I don't know about Cody's and Stephanie's, but I mean, that would be a good way of just filling a bit of time. And then there's going to be the odd call-in show. I would imagine Bully Ray and the other Dave guy, they're probably going to keep their job, aren't they? They're probably going to have a show. It's probably going to stay the same. So, yeah. I don't know the exact programming, but I have heard that certainly for the PLEs, there'll be play-by-play stuff. I've got to imagine the same for NXT. I mean, if you're going to do a 24/7 radio show about WWE, I mean, you're going to be talking about news as it breaks. You're going to be talking about play-by-plays for show. I think it's a great idea. If I was not doing streaming and I was like, still working in retail, I could see that being something that I would give a listen to. There might be elements of it I enjoy. Things that are like worth it. I mean, like WWE having their own radio station. That strikes me as a positive thing, but again, there's people out there not happy. People are sad. Right now, Nia keeping Charlotte down. I do hope Enzo comes with Bill, said Suzanne. Yes, same. Daze, how does Kiana make herself stand out? Because she does give off a Peyton Royce meeting with Vince. Give off that Peyton Royce meeting with Vince, and she would say, I'm just chill. I don't know what she would say. I mean, I think she had a gimmick, which was a businesswoman gimmick, so I don't know if we were abandoning that. But I think we can always go back into that, and she could have an assistant, things along those lines. So, I don't know where we are with all of that at the moment. The focus and spotlight on her hasn't been too bright, but I think she's decent in ring. I know she really does give a good account of herself. She gives everything. I told that story of seeing her at a house show, at NXT house show, not long before she got called up to the main roster. And she was brilliant. She really stood out. Like, the other girls are in there, like, wrestling, but she's on the edge of the ring, banging away, trying to get the crowd going. She really was, like, very engaging in that live event. And I've got to think if she's putting that kind of work into a live event that, there's only a few hundred people at, what's she doing behind the scenes? And actually, when she got called up, I did think that. I did think, like, I wonder if that actually is part of the reason. I wonder if she's just got the right mentality. She's just a sponge, just wants to learn, improve, work hard. Can't put a price on that, to be honest. If she can follow it up with good in-ring skills and, a character, and she did have a character, Only takes someone to go, yeah, I could use this girl. She's got the right mentality to learn on the main roster. So I actually don't get the impression that she's like, I don't really know, really. You know, I think she's got a bit more go about her. Nice clothesline by Charlotte as we come back from commercial break. Trini said, I'm not and have never been an Enzo fan, so I'm not bothered if he returns or doesn't. Cass intrigued me in AEW, made me curious to see what a new side of him in WWE would look like. Okay, right now we've got Nia going up. Oh, leg drop there by Nia to shoulder up. Shoulder up. Nia shouting out at the ref. Carrion and Scarlett are both competing here in Hamilton on Sunday, said Uncle Revel. Hello, Uncle Revel. Hope you, Albert. Charlotte down. Charlotte getting back up. Nia was going for that annihilator. Charlotte drives her shoulder into the knee of Nia. Charlotte has got Nia up and she's looking for a power bomb. Nia in big trouble here. Charlotte carrying her to the middle. Power bomb. 1, 2. Kick out by Nia. Kick out by Nia. Honestly, I would have been surprised if Charlotte had won that there, because I think we're all sort of expecting Jade to come down. So right now, this thing carrying on. Nia down. Charlotte is stepping on her, walking over, going to the corner, climbing up. Wow. Music hits. Here's Jade and her baddies. Okay, well, there's been a distraction. Charlotte gets thrown out the ring. That strikes me as a mistake. Nia should have really took this as an opportunity to put Charlotte away. Okay, right now we've got B-Fab and Michin. They're going after Charlotte. Duck underneath, clothesline, down goes B-Fab. Forearm shot to Michin. Michin gets thrown into the barricades. Big kick coming in there by Charlotte. B-Fab goes down. Charlotte trying to get back into the ring. Dealing with Nia. Now Jade's. Shot coming in, referee. Did he see it? Charlotte lands on her feet. Nia charges in the corner. Charlotte with a big boot. That looked a bit sloppy. Jade's in. There's a shot right in front of the ref. It's going to be a flipping DQ. And there we go. Kicks coming in. So that's Charlotte qualifying. Right now, Charlotte goes up. Planted. Here's your winner. Charlotte wins. Nia is livid. So, is Nia getting added to next week's match? That's the question. Oh, she's livid. She's livid. Nia's livid. I got screwed. Darius Rucker is going to be at SummerSlam. Who's Darius Rucker? He's going to sing the national anthem. Darius Rucker is singing the national anthem. That is breaking news. Okay, so Jade, Charlotte, Tiffany, Chelsea all in that ladder match. One more spot to fill. Who's going to be in that match next week? Connor said, please, no, Nia doesn't need a third match. He's an old school country singer, said Storm's Magic. Okay, they're just running down the SummerSlam cards. We've got 23 minutes. 23 minutes left to go this week. Darius Rucker is a country singer. He's had some pretty good songs, said J14. Is Hootie and the Blowfish's lead singer? Oh, well, I've heard of them. I couldn't tell you the names of the members. So that's interesting. Listen, I'm not down on this guy. I've just never heard of him. But, yeah. Okay. Danhausen is in action, of course. We've got the 6 women's tag match. That's been added. Oh, it's all happening, kids. It's all happening. Hootie peaked in about 95, said Video Watcher. Looking forward to that ladder match, said Jesse. BFAB and Jay just loaded in with absolute problem energy. They did. They are causing problems. Here's Sammy. He's going to be taking on a mystery person at SummerSlam. We're going to find out who that is next in our main event. So you can vote for that last match. What did you think about it as we now turn our attention to the main event? Damian versus Royce versus Trick versus Finn. Once we're done with the poll for the last match, we'll put a poll up. Who do you think's going to win this Fatal 4-Way? So get your votes in. Vote, vote, vote. We're running out of time. We've only got 20 minutes until this show concludes. All right. Okay, Damian Priest is making his way out. Daze, it's weird that no one has ever got their stable mate to attack them in a match so that they could get DQ'd and win. I think in order for that to succeed, you would need to, the ref would need to know that it was not a setup. So you'd have to sort of sell a bit of trouble before, and you'd probably have to sell a little bit of trouble after, although they do love the whole ref's decision is final. But I think if the ref was aware of the plan, like, I know why you're doing this, I don't think that it would work. I think you'd have to sell that there was issues beforehand. Then the referee calls the DQ. Then later in the show, you laugh about it. And then the GM wouldn't be able to undo the ref's decision because ref's decision's final. I wonder what they would do in that situation. It's a good shout. You could do it and you could make it work, but then what would Alden Pierce do? What would the GM do? It's a good shout. It's a thinker. Daze, for the Hell in a Cell match at SummerSlam, you recon the cell will get sponsored like tables and ladders. Do I reckon the cell will be sponsored? Don't think so. They might sponsor the lowering music. The cell being lowered is brought to you by Slim Jim. But the actual cell itself having a logo put on it, I don't know where you would put that logo, because you've got people at different heights that need to see in the cell. So if you put a logo on it, you might, the corner panels, the corner poles, the big, thicker supports, you might be able to get something written down there. But I don't think you can put anything on the actual caging, because people at different heights in the stadium are viewing from different angles. So if you put a logo on it, you're going to block the sight of people. The only place you could really put it would be on the big corner poles that carry quite a bit of the weight. And any, like, the top, you know. But I'm not expecting them to do that. But I wouldn't put it past them. It's TKO after all. But they haven't done it yet. Damien's instrumental is way too long, said WrestleRants. Before it actually drops, it's like 20-odd seconds of just strings. Okay, we're ending the poll. You have definitely had enough time. We are at commercial break, and we're now going to ask the question. Oh, why has it done it twice? It's a bit strange. Glitch. I'm going to take the second one because it had one more vote. I'm going to say that is... It doesn't matter. Still the same score. It's good 85. Good 85. Good 85. Okay. Poll. Who wins? Is it Trick? Is it Finn? Is it Royce? Or is it the other one that I can't remember, but I just remembered because he just made his way down to the ring? I don't know how you spell keys. Is it E-Y or is it... I think it's E-Y, isn't it? I don't think it's just K-E-Y-S. Oh, it doesn't matter. You'll be able to work it out. Who wins? Main event time. Okay, Trick versus Finn versus Royce versus Damien. Okay, we're back from commercial break. We've got 16 minutes to go. Okay, Daze, is this the first episode in like 4 months that Johnny wasn't seen plank him? Could be. We might just have some backstage bits first where he could appear, but yeah, it could be. We do normally see him each week. Jim said, I think they need more advertisements. Paulie said, people really thought that was great that we just saw. Well, 7% thought it was all time. We do get some slightly strange responses, but it kind of evens itself out eventually. It still came out as good 85. I think that's probably the right result. Bump, 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 bump. Bum, bum. Okay, Finn Balor then making his way down. You can vote for who you think is going to be getting the victory here. Who's going to face Sammy? Trick Williams coming down. He's got to stand a good chance, Trick. There's no way I think they leave him off the card. The question is, do they have someone else already lined up for him? Just like we saw with JC. That Trick. Trick Williams then making his way down to the ring. Please no, Little Yachty says Connor. No, Little Yachty. Finn needs to win this. Don't you dare pull a swerve, said Porky Pig. Would it count if Johnny was to be in a SmackDown social media exclusive? Not for me. I think if you was on this week's SmackDown, then you really should be on the broadcast that's seen on TV. These entrances are way too long, said Dive All Day. Matt said, Daze, if this was already asked, but who is going to replace Nick as general manager? Do you know, it's not been asked because we have still been trying to figure out if he's going to go back to his duties. I don't think he is. It's been nothing to suggest he's going to. So at the moment, we're running with Adam Pearce, running with both. So it's a good question. Could it be William Regal? Could it be that we look to bring someone else in, a legend from the past? We've seen, you know, Kurt Angle and Mick Foley and legends like that be GMs. It could be a position for like an AJ Styles if he so wanted it. I don't know that he would. But it could be a great spot for someone like Big E. Big E would be brilliant in that role. You know, someone the fans love that's got a lot of credibility, that loves wrestling, and, you know, we use him on kickoff panels and whatever. The only problem is, though, that it's a lot of traveling around, but you don't get the benefit of wrestling, you know? So, like, do you want to travel around the world with this show and never get the joy of actually wrestling, you know? It is a very different role. You could argue it's a less rewarding role. But for some people, it's the only role that's available to them because their careers have ended. Here's Damien on the outside, getting chucked onto the commentary table. I think we've gone to commercial break right now. Yeah, we have. We're at commercial break right now. Trick Williams standing on the commentary table, having just planted Damien into it. Goes over to Finn Balor, who's over the other side. Finn Balor rolling him up. We are up and running. We are underway. Balor against the ropes. Charging into Trick. Trick knocks him down. Right now, Balor looking for some momentum. He's finding himself at the moment. Getting a bit of a whooping here from Trick. He's trying to get back down. Oh, that's great. I love that from Trick. Trick right now has got Balor up in a delayed vertical suplex. Balor even managed to get his legs down like he was trying to reverse it. Trick just sort of, he never touched the floor. Whilst holding him, he got him back up in that position again and continued to hold him there. Very good from Trick, just showing off his strength. Collides into Balor. Balor in the corner, being chucked over the other sides. Trick charges in, goes into that top turnbuckle. Shots coming in there by Balor. Big boots to the midsection. Balor coming over, grabbing Trick. Trick back up. We're coming back to this in 50-odd seconds. Chop coming in. Finn with another chop there. Good work. Balor listening out to the crowd. Shot coming down there by Balor. Raining these blows down. Damien comes in looking for this. This razor's edge, but no joy. Bang. Stomp coming in by Finn Balor. Knee to the midsection there by Trick. Damien goes back to the outsides. Up, over. No, I haven't seen Royce in forever. I don't know where Royce has gone. Oh, here he is. Royce finally getting back into the mix. We never saw Royce throughout all of that commercial break. Just as we come back, he's in the ring. He came from nowhere, slid in. And right now, with 9 minutes to go, we've got Finn Balor in there with Royce. Getting chucked in the corner. Damien. Big shot. Balor against the ropes. Duck underneath. Over the other side. Big boot. Bang. Down goes Trick. Oh, down goes Balor. Daze, it's already been a year since Hogan's passed him. It's flown, hasn't it? As time tends to do. Stomp's coming in. We got Royce in the corner. Finn Balor in the corner. Connor said, imagine if Finn Balor wins this Fatal 4-Way. Then Balor brings back the Demon at SummerSlam. Then we get Sammy against the Demon. Interesting. And actually, you lot have got Finn Balor well ahead in our poll. 65% of you think that Finn Balor's going to get the victory here. I agree with you. I've got Balor as well. If I was voting, I would have voted Balor. Royce goes over the top to the outsides. Finn Balor now looking to go against the ropes. All the other guys on the outside. Balor is up, over, lands on top of them. They all go down. Finn Balor looking good on his feet. One more time is the chant. He looks up the entranceway. Solo in his cheerleading outfit has come out. Solo making his way down to the ring. Is Solo gonna be helping Royce get over the line? And do you know what? Another flipping commercial. How did we just come back from commercial and then go to another commercial so quickly? We literally just got back from one when I was like, Royce just got in the ring. That must have been all of like 4 or 5 minutes, and then we're back to another commercial. It's a joke. It's a goddamn joke. Balor coming over. Top rope enziguri. Oof. Balor getting caught in the corner. 6 minutes to go. We've got 1 minute 40. That's lovely. 1, 2. Save there by Trick. Solo's come down to ringsides. Trick gets thrown over the top rope. He goes to the outside, dumped out by Royce. Radiated Zombie said, I wish they would do more with Kiana. And Uncle Revel says Chelsea for interim champion. She could do it. She could do it. Kiana, it just doesn't look like they're kind of investing in her at the moment. I think we probably want to get past SummerSlam first. Shots coming in. Again there by Royce. Damien goes down. Top rope enziguri there by Finn. Okay, right now, we're still at commercial break. We got Damien and Finn. They're working together on Royce. Yeah, looking for a suplex. Getting it. Trick Williams comes in. Grabs Damien, throws him out the ring. Throws Finn out the ring. We're coming back from commercial breakers. Trick Williams is in there with Royce Keys. He's got Royce up. Planting down Royce. 1, 2. Oh, Solo does get involved. Solo putting Royce's foot on the ropes. That's going to bring down the Usos. That's going to bring down the Usos. Okay, both of the Usos are coming down. Jimmy and Jay coming down, going after Solo. So they just got involved. LA Knight coming down. Oh my God. It's all happening. Usos. LA Knight coming through the Timekeeper's area. Timekeeper. He came through Timekeeper, said Joe. He came through Timekeeper. Okay, shots coming in. Kick coming in there by Damien. Up top. Damien. Crossbody to the outside. Loads of people go down. Finn Balor on Trick. Kick out by Trick. Sling blades. Trick getting back up, though. Trick doesn't know where he is. Balor with a drop kick. Trick in the corner. Is this the beginning of the end? Up goes Finn Balor. Trick Williams is down. Balor with... Oh, misses with the coup de grace. Trick. Bang. Big boot. 1, 2. Ah, Balor kicks out. Oh, there's Sammy and Johnny and Candice. They've made it onto the episodes. The streak continues as Candice, Johnny, and Sammy are watching the action unfolds. This sort of feels like it's got down. It's got down right now to Finn and Trick. Trick in the corner. Damien gets in, though. Mercs Trick. Kick coming in. Down goes Finn. Damien grabs Trick, looking for a choke slam. Bang! Gets it. Damien. No, Royce comes in, makes the save. I mean, Damien could make it. He's wrestling next week, but he's not in any plans at the moment. Oh. Royce, 1, 2. No joy. No joy. It's Jacob. Jacob pulls Royce out of the ring. I don't know if they've not left this a little bit late with all these shenanigans. It's very shenanigan heavy. Bang, Royce. That's just leaving Damien. Damien and Finn. Think of the history between these two. Sling blade there by Finn. Finn charging over. Damien goes in the corner. He's down in position for the coup de grace. He's in position for the coup de grace. Finn Balor climbing up. Coup de grace connects. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Finn Balor gets it. Finn Balor pins Damian Priest, his Judgment Day brother. Former brother. Finn Balor gets the job done. Everyone's so happy, said Big Uggs. There was a lot of shenanigans in that. I don't know how people are necessarily going to score it, but shenanigan heavy. The person that we thought would get the job done got the job done, though, and I don't think we can be too down on that. Finn Balor has found a way to SummerSlam. Sammy has found a way to SummerSlam. SummerSlam's got a banger. Sammy against Finn is going to be a banger. That is not a bad addition, and it means something as well, because the winner becomes the #1 contender. Trick down on the outside. Damien down. Royce down. Solo tried to help. We're only 8 days away. Boom. That's the end of the show. Get your scores in for this episode. What did you think about it? Did you enjoy it? Did you not enjoy it? Was you frustrated by it? What were your thoughts? I mean, there's stuff here that I really like. I think a lot of the segments and a lot of the backstage stuff, I think a lot of the pacing, it felt like a very packed 2 hours was really good. I think it's the in-ring that's letting it down. Lainey Brie, Chelsea Kiana, Charlotte Nia. I mean, none of these are setting the pulses racing. In-ring just really not the focus tonight. But then you could make an argument it's not been the focus for a long, long time. I think probably the best match we had was maybe the main event match, and that was very shenanigan heavy. So, yeah, Finn Balor getting the job done, picking up the dub, and the show comes to an end. Don't forget, I know people are going to be jumping out at this point. We are back tomorrow with AAA, big AAA show, and we're back on Sunday with a SummerSlam 2009 watch along. We're going to revisit that. It's being shown on WWE Vault on Sunday. So we've got Streams coming up on both Saturday and Sunday. And, of course, we're back on Monday with Raw. We'll squeeze in a SummerSlam predictions video somewhere this weekend. So that's also on my agenda. So, and we need to do the breakdown in a second as well. But keep getting your votes in. What did you think about that main event match? I want to make sure you lot have had time to get your votes in before we end this and jump over to the breakdown. I thought Johnny wasn't going to be on the show, but Triple H proved us wrong. He saved him for dessert at the end, said Rapturous. Robbie said, my thoughts are they've cancelled 2 SummerSlam matches that didn't have anything to do with Rhea or would have been affected by this injury. Miss Dell Jr. said, Daze, WWE Vault has announced that there will be a SummerSlam 09 stream. Are we doing it? Yes. We're doing that on Sunday. Shadam said there was a clue about The Undertaker on today's season finale of Jeopardy. Jim said it was an episode of SmackDown this week. Mr. Unfamiliar said bring in Scott Steiner as GM and just don't give him a script. Daze, have we got Sammy winning or Finn winning? Finn, I think, actually. I could see Sammy crashing out again. I mean, I think that getting Finn Balor back into the mix is not a bad idea. The only thing is, I don't see anyone getting that belt from CM Punk at the moment. Not even Finn. So I don't see Sammy getting it. I don't think Finn's getting it, but I could see Finn getting a big win at SummerSlam over Sammy. Sammy being frustrated because he's having to jump through extra hoops that seemingly other people are not having to jump through. So I could see him being very frustrated. I think there's some good stories being told at the moment. We might not be where we want it, but SmackDown has improved in this second part of the year because that first half was horrendous, said Toga Bread. I agree. Quite a few times where there was really nothing on the show apart from the open challenge that was happening, largely Carmelo. I don't think that's true of this. I thought Gunther Nick Aldis was very entertaining. I got something from the Cody segment. I think there was some, I like the Sammy crash out backstage. I think there's been a few teases with people confronting each other. I just think it's the in-ring that's really letting this show down. But oh my God, this show is so much better at 2 hours than at 3 hours. I think that's helping. I think WWE matches week to week are getting repetitive. Storylines are good, but I wish WWE could put on banger matches like AAA. My favourite match so far is Mass versus Match. I agree with that. I agree. I think there's some good segments, but I think the in-ring is really letting the product down. We've got a very busy week of wrestling coming up, said Dean. We do. And Sammy is going to beat up Gargano because of the planking, said Jojo Girl. I don't know where that's going. He could lose to Finn and take his frustration out on Johnny, Candice. We could do that. Right, I think you guys have had enough. We are sneaking our way towards 200 odd votes. Word Life Cinefan said Daze Danhausen has got 3 new shirts on WWE Shop. Oh, he's just a merch machine, isn't he, Danhausen? 56, 32, 9, and 3. So, great. 65. Okay, yeah. I don't. Would I have gone that high? Maybe not, but I do think it's probably worthy of being the highest rated match that we've had tonight. Who do we think returns at SummerSlam? Randy, Drew, Stephanie, or Naomi? I think Stephanie's got a chance. I'm not sure about Drew because I heard there's another film project that he's doing. I don't know when that concludes. I'm not aware of Randy doing anything else. So Randy, I would say yes. Stephanie, I would say, is up there. I'm not sure as to what her injury is, but looking at Unreal, she didn't seem to have a specific injury. She just seemed to say her body was asking for a break. So that's what she said on Unreal. So I don't think it's like a specific injury. So she could come back. I don't know, it's hard, isn't it, for Naomi? I mean, she's just, I don't know where we are with her and the baby. I mean, obviously, I would imagine she's had it, but yeah, is she ready to come back now? I don't know. I honestly don't know. Naomi's a big unknown. Drew, I think, might still be doing projects. So I would say Stephanie and Randy are the two I'd be looking at. I think AJ Lee could be in the ladder match and she could win it, says Caleb. Yeah, we didn't get any word, did we, about who's in that final one? It's a good point, that is. It's a good point. I'm going to watch Battleground from 2016, said T-Dub. Have fun, buds. Jay said the Gunther, Aldis and Punk Cody segments were the only part of the show that had me intrigued. Everything else was a bit blur or all right, especially when it comes to the in-ring. So you've gone 6-5. Yeah, I hear you. I hear you. I'm going to give it some thought. I don't know, because actually I think the show started off on such a good foot that I was in a good headspace. And it's quite clear that that first match was really just to bring back Nikki, which I'm not down on because I do like the 6 women's tag. So I can sort of forgive that. And before that, we had the great Sammy Crash out. And then we get to, you know, Chelsea, Kiana. Chelsea winning clean was a bit of a surprise. Don't think the match was that good, but you lot said it was good 95. So that says to me that it's not bad. It's acceptable. It was acceptable. So, I don't know, man. I can't quite put my finger on the number. I know the ballpark where I'm at. So, yeah. Let's go and do the breakdown. We'll figure it out from there. So, big thank you to everyone that joined us. I know we had a bit of drama at the start where the stream sort of wobbled and crashed. That was my bad. I pressed the wrong button. But we managed to get there eventually. Again, I know I'm repeating myself, but we are back tomorrow for all of you that love hanging with the community. We are back on Sunday as well. We are back on Monday. Plenty of wrestling on the way. So, yes, the World Cup is over. And I don't think there's any basketball. I don't think there's any American football. There might be a gap in your lives, but wrestling can always fill that gap. So I'll see you in a moment for the breakdown. I might see you this weekend, or I might see you on Monday for Raw. But have fun doing whatever you're doing, and I will see you again next time. Bye for now.